What's up, Amazon sellers? If you're looking to get started selling on Amazon, then this is the video for you. Today, I'm going to go through all the basics of everything you need to know to get started, from the account creation, the tools, sourcing techniques, and take it even to the advanced level. And this is from everything that I've learned based over the last 5 years, building 2 7-figure Amazon businesses. Stay tuned. Right, if you don't know who I am, my name is Thomas Parkinson, and I've been selling on Amazon now, doing online arbitrage for the last 5 years. Now in the UK, I'm a 7-figure Amazon seller, check this out, and in the USA, I'm also another 7-figure Amazon seller, check this out, and hopefully in the near future, I'm going to expand into another marketplace. And if you're interested in learning how I've done it and what I'm doing, do make sure you follow me on my journey by clicking the subscribe button down below. But hey, what are we going to talk about today? Well, first things first, number one, I'll give you a quick agenda, a summary of what we're going to go through. Number two, we're going to jump into that full free course that's going to support you in your Amazon FBA business in 2023. Let's get started. Okay, so let's give you a run through of what we're going to go through. So in this video today, I'm going to cover different topics that are really going to help you get started selling on Amazon. So I advise you to stay until the end and don't miss out on a single bit of information that has helped me get to where I am today. And it's going to help you build your own Amazon business. And again, this is based off my last 5 years of selling on Amazon. Now for this course, we're going to run through the following areas, and I'll highlight them now. So first things first, we're going to go through what is Amazon FBA. Number two, I'm going to answer the question, is it really worth it? Number three, I'm going to talk about how much money you need to get started. Number four, I'm going to talk about Amazon sourcing tools. Number five, I'm going to go through how to find products to sell on Amazon. Number six, I'm going to talk about the product categories, especially for new sellers like yourself. Number seven, I'm going to talk about how to use Keepa, which is an amazing tool. Number eight, I'm going to go through how to purchase. And then finally, number nine, I'm going through how to get those purchases listed on Amazon, and also you can get them sold as well. So first things first, number one, let's go through getting started with the course by understanding really what Amazon FBA is and the business model around it. So watch this video now. If you were to typically sell on an online marketplace or even on Amazon normally, what you might do is you might buy a product, hold it in your house or in your warehouse, and then when the customer orders, you then have to package it, put it in a box, put their address on it, and then maybe go down the post office or go down the local mail depot and get that shipped to the customer. But with Amazon FBA, you get the product, put it in your house, ship it to Amazon, they hold it in their warehouses ready for when it sells, and then once it sells, then Amazon will put it in the box, put the customer label on it, and then ship it to the customer and make sure it gets to the customer on time as part of the Amazon promise. How is it going to benefit me as an Amazon seller? Going down the local depot, going down the post office is going to just take time. And if you've got an order in the morning and maybe another order at lunchtime and another order in the afternoon, 3 times you're going to have to stop what you're doing, put the product in the box, put the label on it, and go down the depot or mail depot and get it shipped. That's 3 times you are stopping your business to do 1 sale. That isn't going to allow you to scale, that isn't going to allow you to grow your business, and that's going to only slow you down. This is where Amazon's Fulfillment by Amazon, FBA, comes in. You get all those products, those 3 products and more, put them in one big box or maybe a couple of big boxes. You ship them in big boxes to Amazon's warehouses. They will open the boxes, take out every product, scan them in, check them in compared to what you're saying you're shipping, hold them on their warehouses, and make sure that when the customer orders, their team of expert packers will then do that final annoying part, put it in the box, put the label on it, and then ship it to the customer. Meaning you only have to make 1 shipment of multiple products to Amazon's warehouses, and they will deal with all the little shipments from there onwards once you've sold a product. It speeds you up, it makes your life so much easier and allows you to focus on your business. Right now, if you don't know, I am in Gran Canaria. This is an island off the west coast of Africa, and I'm probably doing about 100 to 150 sales every single day, and I am not having to ship a single package because I use Fulfillment by Amazon. They do everything for me. It's an amazing service. Now, another big factor in the FBA program, Fulfillment by Amazon, is because it is shipped from Amazon's warehouses to the customer, Amazon is controlling the delivery. Why does this matter? Well, Amazon cares what the customer thinks. And if Amazon is controlling the delivery, then that means that they're going to guarantee that delivery gets where it needs to be on time. And as a result of that, a lot of the times when you are an FBA seller, fulfillment by Amazon, when you are on a listing or selling on Amazon, if there's another company, someone else who isn't FBA, generally you are going to get shown much more often than the other company if your prices are roughly the same, because you are part of the Amazon fulfillment by Amazon network, and you are going to be eligible to sell to prime customers who are going to ship, and that is going to speed up the delivery. It's going to guarantee that delivery to the Amazon standard, and as a result, you're going to get shown a lot more your product versus the competition, and you're going to make more sales, more revenue, and more profit. So what we've also seen is that Amazon customers go shopping on Amazon. Why? Because they've got Prime membership. And because of that Prime membership, they are looking for suppliers or sellers who are using Amazon's warehouses through the FBA program, which is going to allow them to buy those products using their Prime membership. Another reason to use FBA. Now, after going through what Amazon FBA is, the next question you might be asking yourself is Amazon FBA really worth it? Well, let me share my thoughts of that in this next video. 5 reasons why it is worth it. Reason number 1, now for this reason, as you all might know, Amazon works with third-party sellers. But did you know that just in the first quarter of 2021, third-party marketplace sellers accounted for 55% of all units sold on Amazon.com. Now, according to Amazon themselves, that is up from 52% in the same quarter of 2020, and you know what? 44% 5 years earlier. What does that say? Actually, third-party sellers are increasing on Amazon Marketplace because obviously it's a great opportunity. Now, imagine that only half of the paid-for units were sold by third-party sellers, and considering the figures mentioned, that how big that third-party seller communities are, and the growing number of units are being sold, and my God, Amazon's even growing as well, then it shows that 56% of units are sold by Amazon sellers in 2021 in Q2, and that just means that 2022 it's going to grow even more. And it's not like Amazon's sales overall are flatlining; they're growing as well, and you can be part of that. And I think that's an amazing opportunity. Number 2, other than, should we say, the booming number of sales sold by third-party sellers, the second reason is that, should we say, the shipping, the delivery, and the selling are all done in one place, Amazon's platform. A lot of the products are sold through the FBA, Fulfillment by Amazon program. Now, consider, should we say, like maintaining a successful online business requires like so many different moving parts. This might be like customer service, it might be like shipping, it might be managing logistics, managing warehousing, inventory, all these stock. Amazon just does this through the FBA program, and it's absolutely amazing. So that fulfillment program is one of the reasons why Amazon has boomed, and also the third-party sellers we talked about in reason number 1 has really helped. The situation, if you were to do that on your own, you're going to have to handle all that, and that is so much effort, time, and energy to do it, whereas Amazon just does that for you, and that allows you to focus on growing your business. Should we say product creation, sourcing, just getting better products in and selling to Amazon customers. That's really going to help. The Amazon FBA program itself speeds up time. Time is our most important asset. I have 24 hours in a day, so do you. We don't get any more. Now, considering how, should we say, the Amazon FBA program itself, their distribution model, everything that they do, the customer service and all the process they have, you literally just have to buy stock, ship it into Amazon, they'll hold it, they will sell it all and ship it to the customer. Done. That is so much simple, and that just allows them to take care of fulfillment issues from start to finish, and even the customer service, and that is all done for a super small fee, which I'll tell you now, I can't even get if I went to like the delivery companies direct. So cheap through Amazon, they do it at such scale, the value they add is so amazing. So such a great opportunity there at doing the FBA program. And you know what, even add to that another layer. If you're like me, I travel the world right now in Mexico City, and I would not be able to do this if I had to be in a warehouse shipping orders. It's because of the FBA program, I can do this remotely in any part of the world. Now, for my third reason why you should sell on Amazon is channels like this, and there are so many YouTube channels out there and Facebook groups and websites. They just show you how to do this. They show you how to do the whole model from start to finish for free. And not only that, if you've got questions, you can go into like Facebook groups, you can ask on Twitter, you can ask on Instagram, you can go into a lot of like live YouTubes. You can ask questions about your business, like, I'm having this problem, how do I deal with it? And people will give you the answer. Like, I don't think there is any other business in the entire world whereby you can learn an entire business for free, and you can even get pretty much like consulting from people who are doing 7 figures. Like I do a free YouTube live. If maybe you're struggling, you're on a budget, that is something which is absolutely amazing that you can take advantage of, whether it be 2022, 2023, 2024. There's so much content out there to help you grow this business. Now, for the fourth reason, which I think is super important for selling on Amazon, and also real positive, is just the ability to grow. Now, I hear stories all the time on Facebook groups, YouTube channels, even people I've met, where they have started with £500 and then they've turned that into 10,000, they've turned it into 100,000. It's incredible. And not only that, when you get, should we say, to the bigger numbers, and you're talking like 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures, your ability to transition into other models such as like wholesale or even private label is just game changing. The Amazon marketplace is massive. You can start with such a small amount, get started, and then grow to literally an 8-figure Amazon business. That is very possible. And I've heard and seen it actually myself. So that is very realistic. Now, like us and like what we've done, that's just talking about one marketplace. What about taking, should we say, the learning from one marketplace and copying and pasting it to another one, UK over to USA? And my God, that's just 2 marketplaces. There's a whole globe that you can do this as well. So absolute great opportunity, and there is so much you can do. And even for myself, I'm now planning also as well to expand into Amazon Germany. So there is a lot of opportunity on this. Now, the one thing I will add even onto the top of this is we even asked our YouTube community, where are you planning to take your Amazon arbitrage business? And out of the 121 people who replied, 40% of them said they're going to continue doing arbitrage. 31% said that they're going to do wholesale. 25% said private label. Only 4% said they're going to stop doing arbitrage. And then 1% said create services. So just look at the overall picture. Everyone's continuing, and a lot of people are growing their businesses and even diversifying into other ones. So there is so much going on, so much opportunity, and a lot of people growing into this. Now, for the 5th and the final reason why I think you should start selling on Amazon is maybe you're looking at starting at £500 or $500, growing into it, you're learning for free, we talked about that. You want to take advantage of the FBA model, and also as well, maybe freeing up time to come travel the world. Hey, come meet me in Mexico. The one thing which I really love about this model is Amazon looks at your business and then they say, hey, you know what? You guys are doing really well. We like what you're doing. And how do they recognize that? Well, they say, do you want a loan? And how big a loan? Well, in our business, recently they offered us £121,000 and then they upped that offer to £130,000. On that amount of cash alone, I probably look to make £40,000, £50,000 quite easily over the course of the year. That's an incredible amount of money just by utilizing other people's money. And there's nowhere else you can do this. No other business model would the provider of that model actually invest in you as well. So I think that is an incredible opportunity, and that just helps you grow even quicker. Okay, so I've just answered the question, do I think Amazon FBA is really worth it? And I really want to ask you the question. Are you interested in yes? Drop down the comments down below, or no, let me know in the comments down below. Right, what I will say now is that, should we say, any business requires, should we say, financial investment, especially time and energy to make money and obviously bring it to life. So in the next video, what I want to do with you is share how much money you really need to get started on Amazon FBA. Watch this video. Let's just quickly run through the costs. So starting off, professional selling account, £30. FBA multi-tool, $19.99. We've also talked about shipping. It's about £15, but interesting enough, you don't actually pay that in advance. I'll put it in, but you don't have to pay that in advance. It actually gets taken in your account afterwards, but we'll just put it in for reference. I talked about a printer, maybe £25 if you're looking for a printer, just a simple black and white thing, don't need to be expensive. And then labels, £7, $6.99. That's what you're looking at for labels to stick on your products. Quite simply, what's the total amount without inventory to get started? Just under £100, $96.99. Again, keep your costs low, use the free trials, it's really going to help you. We're here to make money, not spend it. Now, the question you're really asking is, how much should I be spending on inventory? This is the question you want to know. And hey, it's very subjective. Everyone is going to tell you, YouTube videos are going to say how you can get started for £1, free, maybe 500. And there is no right or wrong answer. I can show you a number of people who have started with very, very little, £100, £250, £500, and then gone on to do 5, 6 figures, even 7. And recently I had an 8-figure seller who started with £250. It can happen, don't worry. But what's a realistic amount? What is amount that a lot of sellers recommend you should do? Well, quite simply, we asked this question in the Fast Track FBA Facebook group. I'll drop a link down below. Lots of Amazon sellers in there doing online arbitrage, obviously myself included. And the majority of people came back and said £3,000. If you have £3,000, you are going to be in a great position to get selling. But the one thing which I'll add on top of that is £3,000 was the most voted for answer. Immediately underneath that, everyone else said, just get started. And I really, really believe in this is, we want you to have the best springboard. We want you to have the most amount of money to invest in stock. But you know what? Amazon takes time. It takes time to learn, and we should just get started. So whether you've got £500, £1,000, £2,000, just get started. Honestly, it's about learning that process. So 3,000 is the guide, the best price. You get that, you're gonna be on fire, you're gonna do really well, but just get started, it's gonna make such a difference. Now, I'm just gonna put it out there. We talked about 3,000 as a figure to use, and a lot of people just getting started. I think personally, what's the minimum you should start with just to get started? Probably about £500. If you've got £500 that you can invest in stock, that's going to give you a good, amount just to start initially spending on stock that you can resell. The one thing you really got to consider whenever you're thinking about doing an Amazon business is, we talked about it earlier, there are going to be costs. The Amazon professional selling account, there's going to be the calculator costs. Maybe they're the only 2 subscription fees that you're paying, but that's still roughly £50 a month that you've got to pay. Now, if you're starting with a very tiny amount of capital, those costs every single month, they're going to eat into your money and also the profits you're going to make, that actually you might not be able to get enough profit from those sales to cover those costs, and obviously your capital is going to go down. Hence why I'm saying probably around minimum £500, because once you invest that £500 in stock, sell it, make the profit, it's going to cover not only the costs that you're incurring through your fees and software, but also as well, it's going to allow you to reinvest and make more. So 500 is about a minimum. Ideally 3,000, but just get started. Now, the next concern or worry you might have might be, should we say, thinking about what tools you're going to need to help you find those products to invest that money in so that you can sell them to turn a profit. So for this next video, what I'm going to share with you are all the top tools that I use and all the Chrome extensions and software that are going to really help you out finding products online to resell to make a profit. And with this, you get a free guide, which I'll drop down below, which obviously you can access as well. Check that out. 7 top Chrome extensions for Amazon sellers, and let me talk about them now. In this chapter, I'm going to talk about the different Chrome extensions, but before I go into them, I will categorize them to 3 core areas. Number 1 will be sourcing. Number 2 will be deal analysis, and number 3 will be purchasing. And that's just going to help you understand what Chrome extensions we use for each area. So what I'll do first of all is I'll begin with my top Chrome extensions for sourcing. First things first, number 1, DS Amazon Quick View. Now basically, DS Amazon Quick View provides you an overview of each of the products data when you're looking at the overview page on the Amazon, on the Amazon search results. Now, this tells you, the number of FBA sellers on the listing, if Amazon's on the listing, the rank data, and this is going to really help you just undo any analysis before you even have to go into a listing. Now, like I said earlier, sourcing is a time-consuming process, and that is why having this tool can help speed you up in sourcing, because you do not need to check to open each item manually to see if Amazon's on the listing, how many sellers there are, etc., the sales rank. You can just do that on the overview page. Let me jump quickly on my computer. I'll show you now, and I'll see how this tool works. Okay, so here we are. I've just jumped onto a previous product that I searched for, and when you kind of search for anything, what you're going to notice really straight away is this little box shows up below every single search result. Now, the one thing I really do love about it is it shows you, first of all, the ranks. You can see that there, the category. Also, so ASIN if you want to go do some work with that. But also, so here, number of sellers. So 4 FBA sellers or 4 or more FBA sellers. I love that. And the fact that it will actually show you if Amazon's on the listing as well. So maybe you can find one with Amazon, but you can find ones where it's like no Amazon on the listing. Maybe it's got a couple of FBA sellers. It really helps speed up your processes. And that's why I love it. It means I don't have to go into each individual listing. Now, the second Chrome extension that I'm going to talk about now is called Amazon Right-Click Search, or AMS Open Right-Click Search. Now you might be asking what AMS Open Right-Click Search is. Well, basically it's what it says in the name. It directs you to an Amazon page once you've selected text, and you can right mouse click and then you can go straight into those results. Now what I'll say now is it's going to help your sourcing, because you won't need to, should we say, copy, paste, go to Amazon, put it in and then paste it, for example. You can literally just right mouse click, click, highlight, right mouse click, click, and it's going to load up that straight away. Now to help you understand how this works, let me again jump back on the computer and I'll show you. So say for example, here is a product that I found earlier. Maybe I'm interested in, should we say, searching this. I can literally just select the text, really simply, right mouse click, search Amazon for that text. And what it's going to do is going to load up that text within Amazon, and that's going to allow me to see the search results for that text I've just highlighted. And as a result, I'm probably going to find the product that I'm after much, much quicker. And that's what I love about it. Now, after going through some top Chrome extensions for sourcing, let me talk to you now about the next category, which is called deal analysis. Now, the third Chrome extension for deal analysis is called Restrict or Hazmat. Now this Chrome extension is built to show you whether your Amazon product is hazmat or restricted. Not only that, it provides you with a quick and easy way to get ungated by simply clicking a button, which is going to help support you. And this is a free extension and I absolutely love it, because at the end of the day, if you're selling through the FBA program, you want to make sure the products, number one, you can sell, but number two, are not hazmat and you can actually ship them in. Now the fourth Chrome extension I'm going to talk about now is called Keepa. Now basically Keepa is a Chrome extension which provides graph, historical data really about a product. And it's not just pricing, it's lots and lots of stuff. So it does like buy box price, new seller count, sales rank over time. Now you might be asking, why is this important? Well, quite simply, because if you know what's happened in the past, you can make a very good estimation about what's going to happen in the future. So having a Chrome extension that will show you this data allow you to help analyze whether a product is a good deal or not. Now I can go on and on about Keepa, but if you do really want to learn more about Keepa and how to use it, and this is like the number one tool that everyone recommends, like everyone, then what I do recommend is check out the video up here called Keepa Basics. That will really help you understand how to use this tool and how it's going to help you in your sourcing. Now, the fifth Chrome extension on my list is a calculator tool called Seller Amp. Now, Seller Amp, or SAS as some people call it, helps you understand eligibility, competition, profitability, and more, but also if it tells you if your deal meets the criteria, sourcing criteria, and it helps support you in analyzing deals. Now, what I will say is having a calculator tool like SAS is super important because it helps speed up your deal analysis process. Now, in addition to that, it also makes deal analysis simple. For example, you can check if it's a good deal based on profit, ROI, eligibility to sell, and without this, it's going to be harder. You can do it without the tool, but my God, it takes so much time, and time is the one thing we'll never get back. To the next set of Chrome extensions, and that is quite simply for purchasing. Now, the sixth Chrome extension I'm going to recommend for you and around purchasing is called Honey. Basically, Honey automatically searches for coupons on different websites, and it offers different, should we say, codes to you as a customer to help reduce down the price of you're paying. Now, this isn't like cashback. This is actually discount codes that are going to reduce down the price you pay today. And by doing this is going to make you more profit within your Amazon business. Now you might be asking why you should be using Honey. Well, quite simply, by utilizing Honey extension is going to give you, those discount codes which are going to reduce down your price. And that means as Amazon arbitrage sellers, you are going to be buying products cheaper, and that is where you make your money. So when you come to sell it, you're going to be making more profit. Now this is one of the best, coupon code Chrome extensions I know out there, and Honey I'd really recommend. So check that out. Now the seventh Chrome extension I'm going to recommend for you is a cashback Chrome extension, and that is called Top Cashback. Now you might be asking, what is cashback for? Well, quite simply, when you go to a retailer online and you make a purchase using a special cashback link, that cashback provider will get a percentage of the purchase price. They will now credit to your Top Cashback account. They keep a certain percentage and they give you a certain percentage. The net result is that you are getting money back on your cashback, and what is then happening is that can rack up, and obviously you can use that to buy more stock, to do whatever you want with. But that cashback really adds up. Now you might be asking why? Well, that cashback is really going to add up. It's going to help build up your profit and maybe cover things like shipping costs and hence reducing your costs, which again adds to your profitability. So do check out the Top Cashback. Now what I will say is the Top Cashback app and the website that they use is free to sign up, and it works for both UK and USA. So I really like it for that. Now if you want to look out for some other options and maybe just for UK purchases, I'd recommend Quidco as another option, but if you're a USA seller, think about Rakuten, cashback, that's a good option as well. They have Chrome extensions as well. So let's give you this Amazon tool guide, how to find the deal for the cheapest possible price using the software tools. Now, before anything else, first things first, what you're going to need to get is an Amazon selling account. You get the chance to sign up. Amazon's going to give you two options. They have an individual and they have a professional selling account. Now for you, I really recommend getting the professional selling account, and I'll explain why in a minute, but this is going to cost you $40 per month. So this is a cost you're going to have to incur, but it does get you started selling on Amazon, and I would really recommend doing this. Now I'll share a top tip for you right now, is that sometimes if you have opened up the Amazon selling account but you haven't made any sales yet after 1 or 2 months, what you can do is give them a call and ask for a refund. And we've heard stories of them getting the refunds back for the couple of months that they've not made sales. So do create the professional selling account. It's something that's super important, and do give them a call to see what you can do. Now you might be asking, why should you be getting the professional selling account when it's more expensive? It's because there's something called the buy box. And whenever you go onto an Amazon web page, you go on and you look at the product you want as a customer and it says buy now. That's called the buy box. Now, if you've got the individual selling account, you cannot get your name listed on that. And when the customer comes in and click buy, you're going to miss out on that sale because your name isn't there. If you get the professional selling account, you are eligible to, should we say, have your name on that buy box. And when the customer clicks buy, that means you are now going to make the sale. Okay, so now you've got your Amazon seller account. So what I want to do is now is share with you the top tools in the right order to make sure you maximize free trials and also as well grow your Amazon account. There's a couple of things I'm going to really recommend in this video today that you need to do in this order, and I'll explain why as you go through. So let's go through now. So first things first, when we're doing, should we say, sourcing for products, we need what's known as a calculator tool. Now, quite simply, this is going to be a tool which enables you to look at a product and do the analysis on it and find out if it's going to be profitable and also if it's going to work for your business. Now, quite simply, these tools tell you if a deal meets your sourcing criteria. Now, a deal is a product where you buy low, resell high on Amazon. Say, for example, buy something from Walmart and resell it on Amazon for a profit. And the calculator is going to help you doing that. The first month, what you're going to be doing is going to be using a tool called resell. Now, quite simply, this is a sourcing tool that we've done, we use within our business, and we use multiple tools as well. We use all the tools that we're actually going to share now. The first things first, you want to do resell. Why? Well, it gives you a really long 30-day trial. Now, I'll drop a link down below to all these tools, but resell is going to give you a 30-day free trial with no payment. So get yourself set up on that and learn how to use that tool. Now, that's just going to help you do your deal analysis. Now, my advice right now is just use that tool to find deals. You don't actually need anything else. People are going to talk about reprices, profit and loss software. Trust me, you don't need it. Why? Well, because you've got no products in Amazon currently selling. So my advice right now is don't sign up to any of the other tools, software, reprices, P&L. Why? Because you're just going to use up the free trials. And the whole point is about minimizing costs and maximizing your profits. So for this time right now, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using resell, find products, finding them profitable, getting them purchased, shipping them to your house, and then shipping them into Amazon and getting them on sale. Now, if you want to know, what I will do is I'll drop 2 links down below for my top 100 supplier stores, which are going to help you out. So I'll drop a link up above for the USA one, and the UK I'll drop down below. And they're the top 100 supplier stores that you really want to go sourcing, checking out, using resell to find products. Okay, so right now you've got a couple of products that are now going live into Amazon. So let's say, for example, you've just shipped in your first 5 or 10 products. What I'm going to say right now is do not sign up for the reprices. Right now, what you want to do something called manually repricing. Well, simply because you've only got a few products on sale, and you can do this manually. It doesn't take very long. And the top tip for you is you can really learn about how the buy box works. Right now, you're really trying to understand how the Amazon ecosystem works, and you can do this manually to see how the buy box works and also other people's reprices works. And when you do it manually, you learn a lot of cool tips and tricks. Now, my advice for you would be to adjust your prices and then check back, should we say, once per hour. I wouldn't do it any more than that. Why? Because quite simply, after an hour, you can see what the competition has done, because it takes between 15 to about 45 minutes for the competition to detect your price change and then update their prices. So pretty much 1 hour is enough time to see how the competition has reacted to to your price change. So to start with, do this manually. Now, this is not an ideal long-term solution, but it does really help you learn. So what you're going to do now is you're going to have some sales on the Amazon marketplace. And the next tool you're going to want to get is a product called Seller Board. Now, the reason why I say this is Seller Board is a profit analytics service for Amazon sellers, which is going to help you understand what's known as your profit and loss for the products you're selling. Now, this is just going to double check and give you the confidence that the products you are selling or buying to resell are actually profitable. Now, in addition to that, this tool is not only limited to tracking profit and loss, but it also helps you get more reviews and manage your inventory. Now, the one thing that I will say is that you can use this tool free for 2 months with my affiliate link. I'll drop it down below. If you go direct, you get 1 month. If you go with my affiliate, you get 2 months free. So use the link down below. Now, the one reason I really like this tool is because you can get those seller reviews. And this is something we all want to build up on a new Amazon selling account. And this is why I love this tool. And the 2 month free trial just makes it so much easier. Now, what I recommend for you is set up that seller board, get that going so you can start seeing the profits per product sold. With that, that's going to help you out. And you've got the 2 to 3 months. Now, in order to get more reviews, what I will do is I'll drop a video up here called Top Tips on How to Get Seller Reviews on Amazon FBA Arbitrage. And that is using that seller board. Now, the reason why I say this is there's a special thing you have to do within it to not get product reviews, seller reviews, and that video really helps you out. Now, you've got a couple of sales, you've got your products going in, you're starting to see profit and loss for your products, and you've got 2 to 3 months of that. Fantastic. Now, aside from Seller Board, the other tool you might want to get is a repricer. Why? Because we want to stop doing it manually. We've learned what we're doing, and we can now focus on sourcing while allowing a software tool repricer get us going on an Amazon marketplace. Now, you might be asking what price repricers are for. Should we say, well, quite simply, it allows you as a seller to set a minimum maximum of your price, and this repricer will move that price up and down between that minimum and maximum automatically based on marketing conditions and your pricing strategy. Now, remember, you've been doing this manually for the first couple of weeks, so you understand how the ecosystem works. Now is the time to automate it and scale your Amazon business. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through a list of reprices in a certain order that I think you should use. Why? Because we want to maximize the free trial. So let's go through that now. So the first one I'd really recommend going through is a one called Be Cool. And again, I'll drop a link to all of these down below. That offers you a free 15-day trial. Check that out. Now, after Be Cool, I'd really recommend trying another repricer called Repricer. This has a 14-day free trial that you can use, which is going to really help you out in just getting that repricer going. So we're already up to 1 month. Now, the next 2 I'm going to recommend for the next month is Aurora, and I'll drop a link down below. It's got another 14-day free trial. And then the next repricer I'm going to recommend is Informed.co, and again, another 14-day free trial. So far, we're up to 2 months free repricing. Then after that, you want to try Seller Dynamics. That's another repricer with a 14-day free trial. And then finally, the last one to try is called Seller Engine, and that is another 14-day free trial. And that completes our 3 months of free repricing. I know, #excited, going to keep the cost low and make more sales and automate your business. So you might be asking, hey Tom, maybe RevSell is going to sell out. What should I be thinking about? This leads me nicely onto my next 2 months worth of tools that are going to help you out. So in the deal analysis side, we started with RevSeller of 30 days. The next one we want to go to is another 30-day free trial, Ace Zen. And I'll drop a link down below. Check that out. I think you're really going to like it. That's going to give you a 30-day free trial. It's going to support you in your Amazon business. Again, taking on the free trial. Now, the next one that I'd recommend moving on to is going to be FBA Multi-Tool. These aren't 30 days. These are only 7 days. Do try it out. Check it out. Now, the last free trial that you want to get out of all of this for your sourcing or doing your deal analysis is going to be a product called Seller Amp or SaaS. This is a product we use extensively within my business that we really love and my team love as well. And again, I'll drop a link down below. SaaS, and the good advantage of this, it even has a mobile app that you can go out and do scanning if you want to go hit the stores as well. So quite simply now, we have got 3 months worth of tools that we are using for our sourcing deal analysis. We've got 3 months worth of repricing now. We've got the 2 months of P&L, and the final one I want to move you on to is my last product that I use even to this day, and this does my P&L, it does my repricing, and also it does what's known my inventory management. And in addition to that, it does my inventory reclaims. And there's a reason why I'm telling you to do this last, because it's that reclaims part which is super important. This tool is called Seller Toolkit, or STK. Now basically you've pretty much reached around month 3 and you might want to move from Seller Board over to Seller Toolkit. Why? Well, because like I said, this has got a free 14-day trial, but also as well, it does my profit and loss side. Now the one thing which I will say is that if you do try the repricer and the stock reclaim, which I think you should do, you are going to have to pay $34.99, but we are outside of that 3-month window, which is the first 3 months free. You can just do the P&L, which is going to help you out. Now, quite simply, the reason why I put this here is because of that reclaim software. Not only is it going to do your P&L, not only is it going to do your, should we say, repricing, not only is it going to help you with the inventory management, it's the reclaiming software. Now, this is into month 4 of your Amazon business. And why do I put this at the end? Well, quite simply because I'm going to let you into a little secret. You might buy a product today, you might ship it into an Amazon, and my customer might buy it, and then the customer says, hey, I don't want this. Do you know what happens? Amazon gives them the refund straight away. Sometimes the customer forgets to return that product, and then you know what? You lose out. Now, Amazon's okay, does give you refunds for some products, but it is notoriously bad for losing stock in the warehouse, losing customer returns. And what does STK do? Finds all these things. It doesn't charge you any more than that fee, and it allows you to reclaim them, and it helps guide you through that process and manage them. There are a lot of tools out there which are going to help you reclaim lost stock. STK does it for no cost in addition to the repricer, whereas the other tools take a percentage of the refunded amount. Just be mindful of that. So that is why I really recommend doing STK at the end, because it's a great all-round tool and it has the reclaim software. Again, free 14-day trial down below, but for the repricer and the reclaim, you do have to pay. Warning there. So basically, let's recap. You've got the first 3 months of, deal analysis, profit, P&L software, and you've got your repricing software. This is incredible. And in total cost for all of this, $0. That is how much you are going to be paying, because it's absolutely amazing that you can daisy chain all these free trials and obviously grow your Amazon business and invest all that money back into your business and stock. Okay, so by now you're equipped with the tools that you need to know to start finding products online and that I've mentioned in the previous video. Now what I want to do is share with you the different techniques to use those tools to find those products that are going to turn a profit for you that you can buy online and obviously resell on Amazon. Now again, the goal here is to find products online that are going to be cheaper than they are on Amazon, generally about half the price. And then obviously what you can do is resell them on Amazon for a profit. So let's get started sourcing, and obviously that's going to help you. Check out this video. Okay, quite simply, first things first, what is manual sourcing? Well, quite simply, it is literally as it says on the tin. It is a manual way of finding deals or finding products that you can sell or resell on Amazon. Next question you want to know is, how do I actually do it? Let's jump on the computer now. Let's go through step by step what the actual process is and see it in real life. So quite simply, what I've just done is I've loaded up a supplier, and right now I am in Walmart, obviously a really big supplier in the US. And what might I do? Well, Walmart is a very, very big store, so I'm probably going to narrow it down. So I'm going to come over to their menu, and I'm just going to go down to deals, and I'm going to be looking at the discounts, so deals, what they've got on, and I'm going to go to toys. First things first, I am looking at what toys they have. Then I'm just going to have a look back, and I'm going to have a look here. I can see a number of different products, and I'm going to choose maybe one product to start with. So this Amazon, or this product here, this Lego, I can see it's on the holiday deal. It's been discounted down. I'm going to look at that product. Now I want to see, can I buy this product today and sell it on Amazon? So quite simply, it's $26.49, and I'm going to take the product itself, just select some of the text, copy that, and I'm going to come over to my Amazon webpage, and I'm going to literally paste that in, and I'm going to search for that product. Now what I'm doing, I found a product in the supplier, Walmart, and I'm going to check for the same product in Amazon to see if I can make a profit on it. So quite simply, I'm going to come down and I can see here, this product right here, that's loading up. This product right here is going for $26.49, but I'm going to have a quick look. Now, if you don't know, for me, I use calculator tools that are going to help me speed up this process. You can use the Amazon revenue calculator, but I use another tool which can help me out, and that's FBA multi-tool. And that's just loaded up right here. Now, quite simply, I'm going to put it in my buy price. So my buy price of this product is $26.49, and you can probably imagine if I'm going to buy it for $26.49, and I'm going to sell it for $26.49, the amount of profit I'm going to make isn't going to be that great, i.e. buy and sell at the same price. There is no money to be made, and hence that sells me. That is the fundamentals of manual sourcing. Finding a product in the supplier, finding the same product in Amazon, and working out between the buy and sell price minus all the fees. And something like FBA Multi-Tool tells you all the fees that you're going to incur, i.e. the Amazon selling fee, the referral fee, any taxes liable. It's going to put that in and work out the profit you're going to make. And you're looking for products which you can make a profit on, that you can buy, sell on Amazon and make a profit. And you're going to keep doing that for maybe every single product in Walmart, every single product in any store that you want. As you can see, quite a manual process and can be quite time consuming. Okay, so another example of manual sourcing, and we'll go through it now, and actually we'll see what the advantages are. So one top tip you might think about is you could do this randomly, i.e. literally pick a random product, but you might want to go for something like a well-known product. So let's go through an example now. Okay, so quite simply here, I've loaded up into the Shop Disney UK website, and the one thing which I've done is I've just come down to toys and I've looked into dolls. So I've gone into dolls. Now, when I looked into dolls, what I can see straight away is that there are offers on. So again, if we're looking at certain products to make money, generally if the product is discounted, it's going to help. So I can see, and I'm just taking the very first one here, I can see this product is $13.95, but also as well, it's 2 for £24. So I can do a quick bit of math in my head and say that's £12 each. Now, what I'm going to do is just go into that product, voila, right here, and I'm literally going to take the name and I'm going to search that into Amazon. And I've done this already, and you can see here, Disney Store Kristoff Classic Doll Frozen 2, and voila, you got that up here. That's the same name. When I've done that, I can see there's quite a few of them. What I'm looking at here is, it looks to be this one right here. This is the product that we're actually looking at. So let's load into that, and voila, I've got this product here. Now I can see straight away that this product is selling for $24.95, whereas the one we're buying from is $13.95, but remember we're getting 2 for £24, so that's £12. Now quite simply, we've got here, if I put in the right price, $24.95, and I put in the buy price at £12, what are we going to get? That all of a sudden is now much more profitable. We're going to be making £3.98p profit on this product at 33% ROI. You might say, well, hey, we found a great product, but be careful, there's a couple of things you want to check, and we will go through them right now. So when you're ever doing any manual sourcing or even checking of a deal, software, service, not a problem, you need to be checking some certain things on your deal. So let's go through it now. What do you need to check when you found a deal that you think is profitable? First things first, what I would always do is just make sure that the actual products are the same. So for this example right here, what have we done? Well, quite simply is we're looking at the product itself and we're saying it's a 30 centimeter action doll. So I can see here 30 centimeters. Now it looks the same in the picture, but I'm just trying to get a size. So 30 centimeters is the size, and we'll come back to here and see what size is this. So can I see the information here? So I can see here height is 30 centimeters. Now sometimes there might be a small variance, one is 29, one is 30, I'm happy with that. It's very unlikely they're gonna make one centimeter less than the other, i.e. two models, it's probably gonna be the same model. So 30 centimeters, I'm pretty happy with that. Does it tell me the weight? No, it doesn't, but I can kind of get a feel for the look of it. It looks the same, it's the same height. I'd be very happy to say I think that is the same product. Sometimes you're gonna see things like barcodes, and I don't know if this is a barcode on here. We can actually check that. So maybe if I just create a new page and search that barcode, will it come up to the same product? This is a different product, and sometimes you might see this whereby there is more than one listing, i.e. Amazon listing for the product. Now you might say, hey, I want to go for this one, but there's a reason why I'm not going to. I'm going to come back to this one, and I'll explain why in a minute. So number one, I'm quite happy that these two products are the same. Number two, what am I going to go through? Well, I'm using my FBA Multi-Tool to check me, and quite simply, I'm going to be looking, can I sell this product? So eligibility to sell, yes. I need to be able to sell the product. If I can't sell the product on the Amazon marketplace, no point buying it. Just buying stock, you can't resell. And to make money, you've got to be able to sell the item. Number two, I'm going to be looking at hazmat. I always sell everything through the FBA program fulfillment by Amazon, and hazmat, making sure that the products aren't hazardous, then that's going to be something that I need to make sure. So I'm always making sure it's not hazmat, that's good. Now, quite simply, the next thing I'm going to be looking at is the profit and the ROI. I want to make sure they meet my criteria, and a general rule of thumb a lot of people work to, £3 profit, 30% ROI.
That's a good starting point, but you can make money way under that or way over that. Honestly, there is a lot of opportunity to make money in different models, but £3 profit, 30% ROI, really good thing. So you know you can sell the item, you know it's not, you can ship it into Amazon, it's not hazardous, and you know you can make profit on it. Now the next question is, will the product actually sell? And what we're looking at for that, FBA multi-tool shows me again, we're going to be looking here, which is quite simply the sales estimator. We're looking at, does the product actually sell? It's telling me it's selling 20 to 23. Now, quite simply, I might have a look at that, but when you become a bit more advanced, you're going to be looking at something like the Keepa graph, you're going to be looking at the sales rank, which is this green line. That's really going to help you out. What is reverse sourcing? You start on Amazon, find a product that you want to sell that meets all your criteria, and then you go back and find a supplier. What I'd recommend you do is you install a Chrome extension. And the reason is I will show you in my screen share what the Chrome extension does. And it's quite simply called Amazon DS Quick View. I think it's that, Amazon DS Quick View. That's right. And if I just show you here, what you can see is now I'll load it up. So quite simply, what does this do? This on the search page within Amazon search results is going to show you, number one, the sales rank, the ASIN, but more importantly, what we are after is how many FBA sellers there are and if Amazon's on the listing. Remember, as part of that search criteria that we look for, we're looking at the category we want, we're looking at the sales volume, but also as well, we're looking to see if Amazon are on the listing, and because they are, we're not going to reverse source it. So without even having to go into the listing, we can just look at the overview. Amazon DS Quick View is going to help you understand that. And you know what? This Chrome extension is free. Great. So get that Chrome extension installed. It's just going to pop up in your top right-hand window and load up every time on an Amazon search page. So let's jump now over to Amazon and go through the reverse sourcing technique. I'm right here, I'm currently in Amazon, and I've set my, if you want to know right now, I'm in the UK, so I've just set my delivery address into Amazon. And what I'm going to do is, remember what we're doing. We are searching for a product in a category, or a product or a brand that we are interested in, that we know we can sell, and then maybe in a category that we want to sell, and then we're going to go find the supplier. So first of all, we're going to find the product we want to sell, and then we're going to find the supplier. So I won't lie, I've done this already, so I kind of know what I'm going to be doing, and we'll see, and just to show you guys, but obviously sometimes it's not going to be this quick. So let's jump in right now. Let's say, for example, I'm going to type in C's. Now, quite simply, is C's Candy in America is a great, what should you say, candy supplier or manufacturer, and maybe we want to reverse source them because we know we've sold some in the past, maybe we've had some good products, so now I want to find some more products from C's Candy that I can sell. So quite simply, we've got a couple of products down here, and the one thing which I'm going to say straight away is you're going to notice here it's got these sponsored links. I generally tend to avoid sponsored links. The reason is the first result you're going to see, say for example this one here, isn't sponsored. That's going to be the best selling C's product that you search for, i.e. sales rank, because it's ranked highest in the search results, and as a result it means it sells the most. Now remember, we're talking category, then we're talking about understanding, looking at, is it the product that we want to sell, and if Amazon's on the listing, and also the sales rank. And because that's ranked higher, that's what we want. Now the thing about sponsored products is, generally speaking, they're not as well selling, they don't have as high a volume, and what someone's doing is paying to promote them up. So I'll usually skip sponsored products, and I'll jump over to the first result where there is no sponsorship. So if we have a look over here, this product right here, what I can see, it's C's Candies, £1 dark chocolates, and what I can also see is down here, it's got, this is the add-in for Amazon DS Quick View. Now quite simply, it shows me the sales rank, so it's 4,469, it shows me the ASIN, and it shows me this lovely little box here, 9+ FBA sellers. That is telling me there are 9 FBA sellers on here. Now, quite simply, that is what I'm looking at. I'd like to see a couple of FBA sellers to give me confidence that it's not an IP restricted or IP brand problem, but I'm looking there to see, are there sellers? Now, one thing I'll probably look at is, if I can scroll down, can I see an example? Here we go. You can see here, this product here is got sold by Amazon. So if I see the sold by Amazon, I'm not interested in that because Amazon on the listing and I want to avoid it. I'm looking for listings where there's no Amazon. So let's go back to that product. Now, quite simply here, what I'm going to do is, we can go into that product straight away, but what I might do is I might just literally right mouse click, search. I'm going to search Google for that product. Now straight away, what you can see, C's Candies come up, and I'm just going to check that. Let's go check that out, not a problem. load it up. And remember, it's a £1 chocolate. And I think it kind of looks like this one. It's saying there's 2 sizes. We'll have a look at that. What I can see here, we've got dark chocolates, and we've got £1 and we've got £2. So I can see the £1 selected, and I can see here it looks pretty much the same. But the one thing I can see, it is sold out. But if I look at that price, £23.50, and I come back here, and I can go, look, it's going for £42.99. So quite simply, I can see that it was on sale at £23.50 on the Sears website, and then now it's on sale for £42.99 on obviously Amazon.com. Let's just say, for example, that was still on sale. What might we do in the next one? And hey, we might even do that analysis now and store that product in on a sheet so that we'll keep checking it for when it comes back in stock, and that's going to be really important. Obviously, just loaded up the product now. Now, quite simply, remember, what's the checks have we done before going into the product? Number one, we've gone to a brand or a category, toys and games, or C's as a brand that we want to search. Number two, we're doing for sales. Remember, we're going to skip the sponsored products and we're going to go to the top ones which aren't sponsored because they are the best selling items in our search results. And then number three, we're going to skip Amazon on the listing. So wherever there's Amazon on DS Quick View, we're going to skip that one and move on to the ones where they're not. And I'd probably just add, we are looking for ones where there are a couple of FBA sellers. Why? Because it's probably most likely that if there are no FBA sellers, there might be a problem. But hopefully you are looking for a brand that you've already sold, or maybe a category that you've already sold, and you know that there's not going to be any IP problems, and that's going to help you out. What I've done is I've come in and this product here, and we've had a quick look, and I've seen, if I kind of have a quick look, it's a very similar style products. £1 dark chocolates, that is £1, £23.50, I'd say. Pretty much the same. I haven't done too much analysis on these, so take it just that they are the same, but obviously they are out of stock. But if we're doing the rest of the analysis, let's go through it now. Okay, so first things first is when I come into the listing, remember we are looking at two things, eligibility and hazmat. So first of all, eligibility is no. FBA Multi-Tool is telling me that, but I did click the ungate button and they successfully ungated me. So that's automatic ungating. That is brilliant. I was really happy there. But also as well, I can see hazmat is saying no hazmat. It means I can ship it. So just got ungated. Hashtag excited. Number two, also as well, I can sell this product, so that's great. Now, the third one I look at is number of sellers competition. Well, I know top of my head it's doing 2,000 units. I can probably just quickly jump in here and do sales data and have a look and I go, oh my God, these first couple of sellers have got 2, 1, 1, 16, 1, 1, 1. They are really low stocked. If I scroll down to Keepa, I can see right now there's about 20 sellers on the listing. I can also see that, Keepa I love to use, also around here, saying new 16 sellers on this listing. So not much competition for something doing 2,000 units a month. So I'm pretty happy with that. And the competition has very low stocks. And then finally, what's the final check that I'm going to do? I'm going to check for profits. I'm going to put my purchase price in and put my profit. So buy price, $23.99. If I check that, $23.50, sorry, $23.50. Let's drop that in. You're looking $6.66, $28.30. So, all right, profit there. Not brilliant, but it's all right. And you might say, actually, just the volume of it might actually make it worthwhile for you. So, quite simply, we have found a supplier, or we found a product on Amazon, and then we've reverse sourced that back to the supplier, and then we've gone through those checks in that order to speed up that process. And you might notice that I've done the profit last because I can do all the other checks within a few seconds of just scrolling. The profit means I have to then come in and start typing stuff, which slows me down. So click, 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 click. Once you're happy with everything, then put in your calculations to see if it's actually a profitable product for you.
What is clearance section sourcing? Well, quite simply, it's generally speaking products that a manufacturer or a supplier or a retailer wants to get rid of. You know, it could be something that's like an end of line product that they want to sell. They want to just get rid of the product because it's not going to be part of their new range. Maybe it's an old range or it's a discontinued end-of-line product from the manufacturer and they want to get it out of their stores and just recoup the money. So what do? They reduce the price of it. And they'll generally put it maybe in like a clearance section or on a website, a clearance section on the website. Now, what we generally see is that the price will be reduced maybe a little bit, and then as time goes by, it reduces down further and further. Well, that's a top tip for you. Just remember, prices can go down further. Here we are in, a clearance section. Now, quite simply, the one thing which I want to kind of just talk through to you is that sometimes like finding the clearance section can actually be quite challenging. So let's go through that now and talk about the clearance section. So in here, like you can see, you can go into little categories like kids and babies, home. The clearance section's all in that subcategory. For example, boots, for example, you can search here, and it can be actually quite hard sometimes, but it's actually under offers, so you have to do a little search. But also as well, here in Argos, for example, you can actually see it's on the homepage right there, nice and simple. It's not very clearly defined, they don't really want to advertise it, so have a look. And another good way, and here we'll have a look at boots, is that sometimes if you want to, you can actually type it in. So go to the search bar, type in clearance, and you're going to find that clearance section. Again, it's a bit hidden away. They don't want to sell their discounted items. So voila, you can just search here in boots. Now let's have a quick look at some of these items, and no, it's not really something that I want to look through right now. We'll probably have a look at another supplier. What I'll probably do is go to Argos, I think it is, and have a look at those. So yeah. Okay, so in now, let's just have a quick look at the clearance section here. Cool. And one of the things that I kind of look at is you could just jump into shop all, but it's not really what I want. Remember, what I'm really looking at doing is probably filtering it straight away. So there can be a lot of clearance items. So I might just go into something like, I don't know, say toys and games, or home and garden, health and beauty, sports and leisure, try and do that. So let's just kind of jump into toys. And we'll go through that and have a look at what they are. So quite simply, one of the things that I will say, and you can see here, right, just in the clearance section of toys is 1,502 products. Like that is one heck of a lot of products. That could take quite a long time to search through. So one of the things which I really recommend to do is filter them by, like do a subsection. So it could be like Lego, a category within the clearance section, or a price range. Now, I should say normally I might actually filter them by the biggest discount and do it that way, but here you can't do it in Lego. But I said you can do it through pricing or a category. But the one reason why I kind of say that is if you were to try and do the whole clearance section, and we'll go down now and have a look, you can see here, let's just get down to the bottom. Right now, it's got 26 pages, and if you were to start today and saw page 1, 2, and 3 stop, come back tomorrow, the results today on page 4 wouldn't be the same results tomorrow on page 4. They get moved around, they get shuffled. So quite simply, you want to do certain subsections of the clearance section at a time, clear that down in one day, and then the next day come back and maybe do another subsection. So don't just do page 1 to 3. That's it, and then page 4 onwards. It doesn't work. So quite simply, I won't lie, I've had a look through a couple of these before, because if I didn't, you could be here forever going through all the sourcing. We know that unfortunately manual sourcing or clearance section sourcing isn't perfect. It does take time. So let's kind of have a look for a product now and kind of go through. So kind of quite a few products here. Looking through. Still going. Okay, so let's just jump into, I'd say Peppa Pig. Again, I'm looking for a product in Peppa Pig, and unfortunately, because it's moved around, like I just said, it's not there. So quite simply here, you can see they've got a Peppa Pig classroom playset. Let's open that up. You can see that's been reduced from £13 down to £8, to £9, sorry, got that wrong. So here you go, classroom playset, and let's search for that in Amazon. Here it is, so let's kind of just go through and do the actual search. Well, actually, let's load it back up into Amazon. We'll do it the proper way. There you go, drop it in. Search that. Now, the one thing which I will say is this item is currently not deliverable to our postcode, but it could be deliverable to you, or even you could go in store and pick it up if you want to. Generally, like to do it away, but this one product is click and collect only, just be aware. So let's have a quick look through, and there you go, Peppa Pig classroom playset, getting that right. Let's load that one up. And you can see we can buy it for £9, and this is going for £19.90. So initial thoughts, pretty good. Let's have a quick look at that. And then let's have a look at the Keepa chart. I'm always interested in checking that Keepa chart. That's something really important. And I can see here, just it's kind of loading. Oh my God, my computer's going a mess. So right here, we've got, you can see that price is pretty static. And I'll just have a quick look at that. The information, it's pretty static across the whole of that line. Let's just jump in there, the £9, and we're going to do it for buy for £9, sell it for £19.90. And you can see that is £4.47.
And while the account that I'm on right now isn't eligible to sell, it's not a hazmat item. So if you're not gating toys and games, you can certainly sell this item and you get a nice profit of £4.47 and obviously a nice ROI as well. What are voucher codes? Well, quite simply, it's an incentive. It's a discount given to shoppers to provide a reduced price on a product. That is it. You can take advantage of these in your Amazon business to get cheaper products.
Okay, so today we're going to go through obviously voucher code sourcing in here. So first things first, what we're going to do is I'm going to jump into an email. So like quite simply, I get quite a lot of vouchers through email. So let's click here, look fantastic. And you can see here they've got 20% off when you use that voucher code. So hey, I like 20% off, that's good. And look fantastic, I quite like good supplier. So let's just load that up and we'll just wait for that to load. Now, what we're using here, so you can see here it's got the code, that's great. Let's just have a scroll down. Let's look for a couple of products. So you've got 20% off the code. And obviously, my God, there's a lot, like 521 products less than £5. So let's just kind of have a look. So you got these, these products. I'm just going to get a feel, really. I always like to just have a quick look at what the products are, what's going on. So NARS, okay, I like that, that's good. And obviously what we're thinking about here is, remember using things. So I'm going to just search NARS. Let's have a look at that. A couple of products here, scrolling down. I'm probably going to think about the price points, like what do I want? So let's go for this one. Let's go for like £5 to £10, start with that. So here we go, we've got NARS, load that up. That's a £7 product. And remember, obviously we get the voucher code as well. So let's just wait a second, loading. And obviously they're even saying extra 10, or the 10% off there, not extra. But let's add it to basket. And if we click on view basket, what I've been doing is playing around. So you can see here, we've got enjoy 20% off. So, my God, everything's loading up. So quite simply, let's put in that voucher code, now 20. Now, interestingly, there's already a 20% discount on it, but we'll go add anyway. Just wait for that to load. Cool, there we go. So interesting enough, that's now gone down to £5.60 and we've got that discount on there. So first things first, always checking that the voucher codes work and just check that. So I quite like that as well. Now let's just take this product and let's go search it in Amazon because obviously we want to make sure it's profitable. So we've got the price now, $5.60. Let's search that product in Amazon. And oh, you can see here the products are just loaded up. So yeah, pencil sharpener, fantastic. Let's click on, so just check the product. Yeah, that's the right one. So let's load that up. There you go, you can see that product. It's quite a high rank. Normally I probably wouldn't go that high. I like to keep it sub 100,000, but sometimes I will go higher because it can be just be playing around. So let's try this other product as well here. So load up a new page. Let's search this in now. Oh, we've got here, so this one, just wait for that, that's £9.50. This, $15.83. So that's quite an interesting price. Obviously you've got 20% discount on top of that. That's going to be a good one. So, okay, £9.50. Let's just do that. £9.50. Take the 20% off. £7.60. There you go. So £7.60. Great. We'll check that as well. But also £7.60 going to £15.83. That could be very doable. Let's just check. Drop it in. That's £7.60. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's fine. And there you go. We just come out £3.51 profit. £46, and I can see sales aren't huge, but that graph there looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm quite happy with that. And you got a profitable item there and good ROI and some sales. So it's quite simply there. What I've done is I've got an email which I've told me about a voucher code. I've used that voucher code, gone straight into the supplier store. I've had a quick feel for what the supplier store is. I've maybe checked one or two products, just checked that the voucher code works, and then what I've done is quite simply started sourcing products from that supplier and obviously checking them in Amazon and obviously the prices. And we've seen that just on the second one, actually, we found quite a good deal, good profit, good ROI, and sales steady there. So definitely an opportunity there, and voucher codes can work out really, really profitable for you to find those unique deals that no one else is buying because they're quite time limited.
What is storefront stalking? Well, quite simply, it's a way of finding deals by looking at what other sellers are selling. So quite simply, by seeing what other people are selling and trying to find a supplier for that, or maybe even the same suppliers as them, what you're doing is finding more opportunities by seeing what other sellers are selling on the Amazon marketplace, i.e. you're going to their storefront and you're stalking their storefront to find out what they're selling and finding the suppliers. So let's jump on the computer and I'll go through that now with you. Okay, so first things first, I've just quite simply loaded into Amazon. And what I really want to do is probably find a product that's going to meet my criteria. So let's just go for example, like Lego. Oh no, actually, do Playmobil. I like Playmobil. So Playmobil, fine. Now, what I'm going to do is just wait for this to scroll down, load. What I'm looking at are the products. Now, what I'm looking at here is it's showing me all the Playmobil products, and it's going to show me them in rank order. So obviously the best selling product will be at the top, and then as we go down, it's going to get worse. And what I'm actually using is a DS Quick View here, and I'm going to be looking for ones whereby probably Amazon's not on the listing. So I just want to kind of see like, are there third-party sellers? Maybe not Amazon listing, not too much of a problem. So this one, let's say for example, there's 6 sellers on there. And what I might do is say, are there any sellers on this DeLorean? So what are this product? So quite simply here, what I can see is when I jump in, I can see straight away that there is a seller here called Sap. Let's scroll down. Sap Style. They are a seller on here. Now, what I might be interested in saying is like, actually, that seller is competing on a very competitive product at a price which is quite competitive. So I might click on them and I want to see their store. So what I'm going to do is see that they've got information here and they're a seller. So generally speaking, they've got a reasonable number of reviews. So they've been selling for a while, but not too high. If I kind of go to their products, what I'm going to look at is quite simply here, what kind of products they're selling. They've got 220. And I can see just by a quick skim, they are all pretty much FBA, fulfillment by Prime. Apart from that one seems to be a merchant fulfilled, but they do a lot of fulfillment by Prime. Now what I'm going to do is quite simply just choose one product. So like, let's say for example here, I know this one, that's fine. Let's say Mega Blocks. What I'm going to look at is open this product up. Now I want to see what's this product because they found this product to sell, and is to say now, can I take that product and reverse source it and look for a supplier? So the one thing which I need to be aware of, and I think for you need to be aware of as well, is that when you're looking at these products and when you do this thing, right now, when I load up this price, I'm going to see the price of this seller, and it might not be that that is the actual buy box price. Let's take it for example. If I scroll down and just grab the ASIN, so down here, grab the ASIN, and then what I'm going to do is quite simply, if I load this up into Amazon, so Amazon.co.uk /dp/the-ASIN. Now we'll see what the price is going for. So you can see here the price now is £10, but when we click the link from the supplier, it was showing us £14.11. Why is that? Because Amazon only shows that price from that one seller. So if we were going to look for this product, is to say that this seller is selling it for £14.11, but the buy box price today is £10. You need to really be aware of that. There might be a reason why he's selling it for 14, so we don't know. So let's have a quick look. What I can see is that just on the Keepa chart, so zoom in, historically it's always sold for about $12.95. Amazon have come off the listing sometimes, but the FBA price has always been about £14.11. So it might be the case that we're interested in this product. And let's say, for example, we were, what would we do? Well, if this is the product we'd like, and we'd say that if I could find the price of the seller at the right price, what am I going to do? I'm just going to quite simply take the actual product and I'm going to search it. I'm going to search it on Google and I'm going to look for a supplier who's selling it. So you can see right here, we've got like Argos £10 Entertainer, you've got Bargain Max, and we're going to go through the results and look for anyone who might be selling this at a discount or maybe a certain price to say that actually we can get this cheaper. Right now, I'm just kind of looking here. You can see like $9.33 or £10. I can't see anything off the top of my head, but I might load a few of these suppliers up and see, can I see a discounted price? But you say here, like latest deals, it seems like perhaps maybe this product was on offer. I'm just having a quick look. It was available, interesting enough, on Amazon for £6.50, but right now obviously it's not. So quite simply, what am I doing? I'm going to Amazon, finding a product that I like, and I'm looking for one with FBA sellers. Once I've found a product that I like, I'm going to look at that FBA seller. I'm going to look at what they're selling. And then quite simply, what I'm going to do is try and find if I can, once I've found that product, see if I can find the supplier for that product. And in turn, what I can then do is maybe I found one product that works, maybe I can use that same supplier to find other products as well. So it's variations of different sourcing techniques, storefront stalking, and then we do reverse sourcing, i.e. finding it in Google, and then once we found a supplier that we like, maybe we didn't know about, or maybe they got a sale on that we didn't know about, then doing like a manual sourcing technique on top of that.
What is leaf sourcing? Well, quite simply, leaf sourcing is a variation or a way of doing manual sourcing. It's a very manual process. Think about leaf sourcing like a tree, hence the word leaves. What you've got is a sourcing methodology, i.e. you're going up the tree, and then you're going to go down one branch and you're going to go to the leaves looking for other products. And there's a certain reason you're doing a certain route, and that is going to help you find more deals. Now, quite simply, how does it work? Or why do you want to look at it? Quite simply, because when you found one deal using the leaf sourcing technique, you might actually be able to turn one deal into 5, 10, 20 other deals just by understanding how to do this technique. It's going to help you take one product, turn it into many deals thereafter.
Okay, so here we are now going through leaf sourcing, and then what I want to do just with you in this video is really just to clearly show you how once you found one deal, you can then take that information and find other opportunities to buy by thinking about that leaf strategy. We found one deal by going down one branch and found one leaf on that branch, and by looking at all the other leaves, we can then find other opportunities. And it allows you to turn one deal into many deals very, very quickly. So let's do that now. Okay, so here we are, just jumped in. So what I've got here is like Bassett's multivitamin. Now, this is a pack of 3. And the one thing which I'm going to say is we're getting this product now for £2.75. So overall, this is going to be a total of £8.25. So just keep that in mind. Now, this product is going for £17.97. And you can see we're getting £3.77 profit and 45.7% ROI. And I like the look of that Keepa chart. That has got a lot of sales on it and the profit's pretty consistent. I'm really happy with that. So quite simply, we found one deal already, and you can see here it's a citrus pack. Now we can buy all the range of these at the same price, $2.75. So if we scroll down, and what I'm looking at here, what other items do customers buy after viewing this item? Now, quite simply, by looking at this, we're finding other variations of this product. Now, remember, we can buy the citrus for $2.75. We can buy all the other variations for $2.75 as well. So what I'm doing is I'm hovering over and I'm looking at the little chart down the bottom right-hand side of the little Keepa graph, which is just giving me an idea of that sales rank. And I'm looking at the green line. And what I'm looking for is the closer it gets to the bottom, the better. So you can see here, like Bassett's multivitamin, it's got a really good green line, lots of movement, very low. So we'll load up that one. Also another one here, load up that one. Let's kind of go through, just keep going through. And I'm looking for the products that we've got with good sales ranks. So let's load up that one. Oh, not there, not good, not good. Oh, interesting, but no, not Bassett. So here we go, another Bassett. Oh, yeah, nice green line. I like that one. Let's load up that one. 1 second. Yeah, so sorry, make sure that one's loaded. Let's go through here. This one. Yeah, good green line. And hey, you can even do your checks by saying like there's no Amazon on the listing, so there's no orange. I really like that as well. Again, all this one, nice. It's got that good green line. Let's open up that one. Couldn't go through any more. Yep, another one here. That's got the good green line. Fantastic. One more page. Any more good options here? Keep going. I think I've seen some of these already. Possibly, yes, open up that one. So what I've done is I've just looked for the other variations of the product we bought which have good sales. So again, let's put in that value. So here, this is a 1 pack, so we're going to put 275 in. Straight away, I can see not great profit, but 30% ROI. So if you were looking at maybe this one, this is a pack of 5. So let's get the old calculator out again. 275 times 5, £13.75. Jot that in here, 13.75. Search that. There you go, £5 profit and 40% ROI. Really good. And look at that sales. I really like that sales. Another deal just found there, super, super quick. So that's really good. And you can see the profit and ROI on that one. So really happy with that. Now let's go up to, let's go look at this one. So this is a nice pack of 3, it looks like. 275, 825, cool. Okay, so let's put in that profit now, 825, and let's see the profit, £1.21. No, that's not profitable. Okay, so here we've got one which is, remember this is a pack of 3, so 825 again. You can see 5, so that is a pack, a bundle. So this is the same, I think it's the same product. That's fine. So we've got a pack of 3, yep, £8.25, and you can see the profit there, that's £5. And then what have we got here? So let's just have a quick look at this one. This is a 2-pack, remember, so £2.75, what's that gonna be, about £5.50, yep. And 50p, 9, no, that's not profitable. And then this one is a pack of 5. So 5 times 2.75, oh, no, get that right. 2.75 times 5 for 13.75, put that in. I don't think this is going to be profitable. Oh no, it is. There you go. Well, good profit, low ROI. Might take that ROI if you're a bit more of a high volume seller, but good, keep going. This one, what we got now, so £5.50. Let's drop that in, and wow, that's a £4 profit. Good ROI, good profit, and good sales per month, and really nice. So we found one product. We know we can get the variation list on the same price, and we've gone through now and found another product, and another product, good profit ROI, slight variations on them. We're looking for those different leaves on that branch. And then quite simply, what we're looking at is finding those products that can be profitable for us. So quite simply there, we found one deal, and then we're going to go find lots of other opportunities, because we know that we can create variations, more leaves on that branch that's going to have such a big impact. So quite simply, using one deal, using the leaf sourcing method, can turn one deal into many, which is going to be really, really valuable.
Okay, so today there is a lot going on with this video, and I won't lie, this is a business you're learning now, and this video is really helpful, that's going to help you out. But the one thing I will say, if you want to take it a bit slower, maybe step by step, do check out my Fast Track FBA free express course. This course I put together that we break it down over 7 days. We give you bite-sized videos every day, simple actions to take over the course of that program. Now, if you're interested in learning more about that course, and it is free, and we give you loads of great downloads and extras, do check out the link down below. That's going to help you out and obviously get you started selling on Amazon in a more, should we say, bite-sized way. Check it out, link down below, Fast Track FBA Express course. Okay, so after going through the different sourcing techniques that I talked about in the previous couple of videos, my God, there's a lot there, but they really help you. And by the way, these are the sourcing techniques I use in my own business as well. And that's to build the 2 7-figure Amazon businesses. You might be asking, what types of products should I actually avoid? Maybe the categories that I should be starting with, especially as a new seller who might not have the full range of categories that perhaps maybe an experienced seller can have. So in the next video I want to share with you is the types of products you should be avoiding, but also as well, what categories you should go for as a new seller. Check this out. How to choose which products to sell on Amazon. Now, what I will say is that in this chapter, we're going to be talking about the types of products to avoid selling on Amazon. Now, the categories you should look into as a new seller as well, and the deal websites that you can go to look at to find profitable deals to resell on Amazon's marketplace. First things first, I will share with you the products to avoid selling on Amazon in the UK. The first type of product you want to try and avoid are called gated products. Now, you might be asking, what is a gated product? Well, basically, gated products means that they require Amazon's approval to sell. And this might require, should we say, good performance of your account, getting invoices and other requirements. You might be asking why I'm not selling gated products on Amazon. Well, let me tell you that you can buy gated products, but it doesn't mean that you can actually sell them on the Amazon marketplace. But let me explain to you why you might want to think about selling gated products, and specifically, what do I mean? Well, getting ungated so that you can now start selling those products you were previously gated in. Now, the reason why I say this is because you are going to have less competition. So if you have less competition, you're going to probably have a higher chance of winning the buy box, and that is where 90% of all the sales come from. And obviously you're going to make more sales and obviously more profits. That is what we want. Now, what I advise for you to do is to get yourself ungated whenever you can. And to do this, you can use tools like SAS, FBA Multi-Tool, or BuyBot Pro, which have a feature which, should we say, help you get ungated automatically or just make it simpler. Or you can go through the process of working with a manufacturer, distributor, or wholesaler to get a legitimate invoice by purchasing 10 items of those products or that product. Once you've got that invoice, you can then get yourself ungated. Now, the second type of product you're going to want to avoid is quite simply what's known as private label products. Now, what is a private label product? Well, these are going to be products or goods which are manufactured by one company, and they're going to be branded by that company and sold by that company. Now, you might be asking, why should we say I not want to be selling private label products? Well, basically, this is to avoid issues like IP or intellectual property property, complaints, or claims. Now, these can result, should we say, in a loss of your selling privilege or other legal consequences when you get IP or intellectual property policy violations and you have too many of them. Now, just be careful, because the idea is that they can cause you to lose your Amazon seller account, and that is something we definitely don't want. Now, generally speaking, when we talk about private label products, we're talking about a product which has been created by another seller and reselling on Amazon, and generally there's only ever going to be one seller on the listing. That is the owner of the product. Now, technically, private label products are any product that is a brand, should we say, and you can sell branded products, like Nike, for example. That is technically a private label product, but obviously you've got to make sure you're getting the right products and buying them from authorized distributors, or should we say from the manufacturer themselves, in case there are questions around the authenticity of the product that you are buying. Now, the one thing which I'll say for you to help reduce down the likelihood of you getting, should we say, the intellectual property complaints, just have a look at the number of new sellers on a listing. And if you are seeing, say, over time, it's always been pretty much one, maybe two sellers, there's never been anyone else on that listing, I'd probably stay well clear of that product, because it's possibly a private label product which they don't want other sellers selling that product. Now, the third type of products I want you to think about now is hazmat products. Now, hazmat products or hazardous products are basically any product that contains hazardous material or anything which is capable of posing a risk to health and safety or property when transported. Now, with that being said, selling hazardous products is going to require additional processes or documentation, such as documents like the health and safety data sheets or exemption sheets. Now, in addition to that, selling hazardous products will also have extra fees, considering that they're going to have to be shipped separately from other products that are not hazardous. Now, generally speaking, although there are other reasons why you might want to consider selling some hazardous products, one of which is you are less likely to get competition, since other Amazon sellers are generally not going to be selling hazardous products because of the extra hassle and additional requirements. Now, what I will say is that if you want to sell hazardous products, and you can do it, make sure that you apply for what's known as the Dangerous Goods Program to sell on Amazon under the Hazardous Products Program. After going through the types of products to avoid, I will share with you now the categories that you should be looking at as a beginner on Amazon that's going to really help you out in finding those products that you should be looking at. Now, the first category I really recommend for you is quite simple, is the grocery category. Now, what I will say about this category is that many of the suppliers drop their prices. So if you are looking to buy discounted products, obviously to make extra profit, then this is a category for you. What I will say is, despite, should we say, low offers in category, the cons of selling under this category is that it is a perishable item, meaning to say that it's prone to, should we say, damage or even going out of date. For example, chocolates, they can easily melt, or should we say, the chips can break away on the chocolates if they're very decorative. So bear in mind that these items need extra care and obviously attention to detail. Not only that, but since these items are perishable, they have, should we say, expiration dates. Now, with that being the case, do double check the expiration dates for the supplier, because what you might be doing is buying stock that won't have enough number of days or shelf life left on it before you ship it to Amazon. And obviously what's going to happen, they're going to reject it, or they will actually get to the customer and the customer won't be happy, and that will lead to complaints. And that is not something that we want. Now, the second category you really want to think about on my list and what we sell is beauty. Now, in this category, I've seen that most of the products under the beauty category are selling throughout any season, which is fantastic. That's what we like. So if you're worried about maybe having excess stock within, should we say, Q1 after the busy Q4 period, then I can tell you that, buying beauty products is going to be great, because they sell all year round and you can keep selling them Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. That's why I like them. Now, this leads me to maybe one of the downsides of selling beauty products, is that time and time again, we've seen that there is a lot more competition in this category, because there are a lot of other Amazon sellers who are selling it, under this category. So a tendency we tend to see is that prices are dropping until sellers fall into, should we say, price wars, or that does happen, price wars. So just be careful, because there are undercutters, and this is whereby one seller reduces their price, the other one undercuts that one, and then undercuts and undercuts. So we have seen that quite heavily in the beauty category. Now, the third category I'm going to talk about on my list is pet supplies. Now, what I will say about this category is that most retailers do allow bulk orders. So you can buy a lot of it, so you've got a lot of cash. This is a great category to get involved. So if you're worried about maybe your orders getting cancelled or something you're seeing, or maybe they're limiting the number of orders you can do, which is something you do see in beauty, then should we say pet supplies is going to be one of the categories you should be sourcing from, and it's going to help you out. Now, aside from being able to purchase in bulk, bulk, which is something we really like. The one disadvantage you've got to just be aware of is that there are a lot of private label products in the category. Remember, that's something we talked about earlier. Now, you might be asking yourself, why is this an issue? Well, like I said earlier, if you're selling items that are private label, then you are likely to get what's known as an IP complaint. Now, remember, the thing is, you can get 1 or maybe 2 IP complaints, but if you're getting too many, that can lead to you losing your Amazon account, so just be careful. Now, what I will say, there are a lot of products within the pet category whereby they are not private labels, so this is still going to give you a lot of, should we say, brands, a lot of products that you can buy and resell without getting IP complaints. Again, top tip, just make sure that you're checking the number of sellers as a bare basic, and if not, even more, go to the Fast Track FBA brand checker. I'll drop a link down below. So now that you've got an idea of, should we say, which type of products to avoid and which categories to sell in as a new seller on Amazon, you might want to consider, where you're actually going to buy them from, and this brings me nicely onto deal websites. Now, you might be asking, what are deal websites? Well, basically, these are websites or platforms that, should we say, provide a list of deals shared by maybe different Amazon sellers or even just thrifty shoppers who like to share this information. Now, let me share with you some of the profitable deal websites that I've used in the past, which are going to help you spot maybe opportunities to buy low and resell high for a profit on Amazon. First things first, number 1, and I really like it, and it's a great place that you should be checking regularly, Hot UK Deals. Now, what I like about Hot UK Deals is that you can access it for free, you can get new deals every day, and with that being said, it creates a great opportunity to find deals easily, and obviously you can find deals that other thrifty shoppers are finding, sharing, and obviously you can get a great buy low, resell high on Amazon. Now, there is a con when using Hot UK Deals, is that by the nature of, obviously we're talking about it now, a lot of other sellers do use this to find deals. And what does that mean? Well, you're probably going to find a lot more competition in the coming weeks after purchasing those products. So just be aware that the net result of that is that prices might be declined, and that you should probably look at products with a healthy margin in it or high sales volume that's going to help you out. Now, my top tip for you when using Hot UK Deals is always to check the supplier. Why? Well, the last thing you want to do is find a great deal, but only find out the supplier is from Amazon or Amazon themselves, which is very common. Now, as an arbitrage seller, you're probably looking to buy from other suppliers to resell on Amazon. So obviously buying from Amazon themselves, technically you can do, but you probably want to avoid, because you're probably going to get into the, should you say, private label category, which is something you want to avoid. So always check the supplier before kind of doing your whole deal analysis to avoid wasting time obviously analyzing deal, which you're probably not going to buy. Now, the second deal website that I like is called Latest Deals. Now, just like Hot UK Deals, this is a deal aggregation website whereby they find deals, people are submitting them, and obviously you can review those deals and obviously do your analysis. Now, I like it because it's easy to navigate and it gives you clear information about, as you say, the products that they found cheap, but obviously it helps you do your analysis as well. Now, if you want to know, for me, we generally tend to find more deals posted on Latest Deals than Hot UK Deals as well, or should I say, than Hot UK Deals. But that being said, one of the cons of Latest Deals is following on about deals posted. Unfortunately, you see there are, should we say, a lot of repetition on this website. We're seeing a lot of deals just constantly being repeated, which is a bit of a pain because it means you're reanalyzing a lot of deals that you've already done before. Although despite this con, it's still a very good website and it does have a lot of deals. So just be mindful of that. Now, my top tip for you when using Latest Deals is to join actually their Facebook group community, where people are also sharing the deals in the community and not just on the website. That is super, super helpful. Okay, so one of the most important things to learn about selling on Amazon is understanding, should we say, the history of the sales and the price of the product. And that's going to allow you to make better decisions when buying. The last thing you want to do right now is buy a product thinking you're going to, should we say, sell it on Amazon for a great profit, when you realize that Amazon's price is really inflated and it doesn't actually sell at that price, nor has it ever been. That's just going to lead to bad deals and lost money. So understanding the price history is so key to you making intelligent and accurate buying decisions. Now, with that being said, in the next video, I'm going to share with you the basics of Keepa, which will help you understand how to analyze products with real complexity, but also it's going to make it simple for you knowing what to buy and what to walk away from. Check out this video. Okay, so I just loaded up into a web page now, or into a product. Now, this is a product I always use for pretty much all demonstrations. I like the Keepa chart. Now, you might be asking the question, why should I be interested in Keepa? I've got, like, should we say, another tool. I can work out the profit and ROI. Well, the reason is quite simple. There are three fundamentals in selling. Number one is profit. Number one is ROI. And then finally is sales. Profit and ROI mean nothing if you don't ever sell the product. Now, once you ascertain that the fact that you can sell a product, great. The next question is, how many can you sell? And what you're trying to do is you can use the Keepa chart to tell you about the product, tell you what's happened in the past, so that you can make a very good decision, a good educated guess as to what's likely to happen in the future. So let's have a look at this product now. Let's go through the Keepa chart of it and just kind of really talk you through the basics, and just so you get familiar with this chart. Now, the one thing which I will add is there are a lot of tools. Let's say, for example, like FBA Multi-Tool, Buybot Pro, Seller Amp. They all have their own kind of Keepa charts. That's fine. They all pretty much do the same things. At the moment, none of them are quite as good as Keepa. There are a few nuances that Keepa does really, really well. But for the general purpose of sourcing, pretty much everything I'm going to show you in this training video, you can do with any of these tools, because they all have this functionality built in on their charts. The one thing I will actually say as well is that all these tools, they get their data from Keepa. So it's not different data, it's just how they're displaying it. So the data is exactly the same, how they display it is slightly different. So for this example, we are going to be using the actual Keepa graph. So let's have a look now. So here we are in a toaster, and obviously you can see this is a DeLonghi toaster that we've got, and I use this for pretty much all my examples because I just quite like it. So let's kind of scroll down. Whenever you've got Keepa installed, and you'll see Keepa is this icon up here, Keepa loads the product. Whenever you have that icon, that means it's loaded and it's installed. Now, the one thing which I'll say is we're using the paid version of Keepa. I really recommend this. I really like it. If you haven't got it, do get it. So let's go down now and have a look at the Keepa graph. So when you scroll down, what you're going to notice is this graph shows up. It pops up into your Amazon page. It adds itself in there. If you want to know, I've also got FBA Multi-Tool, which is this thing on the side, but there are lots of other ones. So what I'll do is I'll drop a link down below to all of these so you can access them and just short link to their Chrome extensions. Now, this is the Keepa chart. Now, quite simply, it has a lot going on and it can be quite overwhelming, but to be honest, I'm just going to break it down and make it simpler for you. So let's kind of just go through. So right here, you've got a top graph and a bottom graph. And then you've got these icons on the left-hand side or right-hand side, and you've got some more control down here. What I'm going to do now is flick over to the actual Keepa website, because on the Keepa website, I can get a copy of this graph, but just bigger. It'll make it easier for you to see. So let's go over now and have a look at the same graph for the same product, but on the website. So this is the same product now on the Keepa website. Now, the one thing which I'm going to do is just really break it down. So I'm going to start turning everything off. Over here, you have these nice control functions. So we're going to turn everything off and we start at a completely blank page. One thing which I will do is just go out to year for the moment. Now, on here, we have quite simply just time. Time along the bottom is going to show you what's going on over time. Now, Keepa, the way it works is it records various data points. It records the information about our product over time, and it will show you that information back on a graph. Now, it might seem a lot to start with. Don't worry, we're going to go through it all. First things first, let's just go through the first one. I'm going to turn on the Amazon price. So let's just turn on that. Now, what we can see here is that it shows what the Amazon price is at certain times. So for example, here in like June, today is 2020, so this will be June last year. It's saying roughly around there, June, or so say June the 1st, Amazon's price was $59.97. So Amazon's price on June the 1st last year, $59.97. Great. I know the price, what it was last year. Cool. And then I can scroll across, and maybe here it was $59.97, and then it's gone up to $73.29 quite for a very short period of time on June the 30th, and then come back down again. And we can see that movement in that price just by the graph.
And the one thing you'll notice is whenever there's Amazon's on the listing, i.e. Amazon is a seller on the listing, what they can do is have this shaded area. So you can see right here, it's like orange shaded. Whenever you see that, Amazon is a seller on the listing. And when there's no Amazon or no shaded area, Amazon is not a seller on the listing. So you'll probably notice there's a gap in this orange area right here. That's basically just telling us that Amazon was on the listing before, in the gap. They were off the listing, i.e. maybe they've run out of stock, they've come off the listing. Amazon's no longer a seller. I'm not saying they're the ones selling it at the buy box price, but they're just a seller on the listing. When there's no orange color, Amazon is no longer a seller on the listing. And then when we come back on, you can see here it's shaded again. That means that Amazon is a seller on that listing. Now, quite simply, the Keepa graph is just showing us Amazon's price over time. That's it. So we can see what Amazon's price has been over time and when they've been on the listing or when they've been off the listing. So let's say, for example, you are looking for products where Amazon is not a seller on that listing because you don't want to compete versus Amazon. It's simple. Look for a graph where there is no orange shaded area because there's no Amazon on the listing. Easy. So let's have a look at the next one. Next, we're going to load up the new price. Now, the new price is the lowest price it's selling for, but it doesn't mean it's selling for this price. Let's just be careful. This is the lowest price it's selling for. It doesn't mean it's selling for that price. And by selling for that price, I mean that's what's known as the buy box. We'll talk about that in a bit. So this is the lowest price it's selling for, and this isn't including delivery. So you can see here back in June, it's probably $59.97, and then let's kind of come across and we can see movement in that blue line. Coming November, it was $39.50. Let's keep going across. March, $35.88, and then we've got some real kind of ups and downs over here, real kind of movement in that new line. $59.97, going down today, it's about $39.99. So that tells us the new price, which is the lowest price it's selling for. Remember, the new line, or the blue line, is the new price, and it's the lowest price it's selling for. Just be careful, doesn't mean it's actually that's the price it should be selling for, or is selling for. So the next one I'm going to turn on is the buy box. Now, we call it the buy box, and this is the price it's actually selling for. So let's say, for example, today, if we go back to the product, this product right now, you can see here, this is the product, and it's saying DeLonghi toaster. I've got ink vat and X vat on mine. You might just see the ink vat price is selling for $39.99. Right, fantastic. And if you scroll down here, it's saying this product is being sold right now, $39.99 by, who's it being sold by? This seller here. And we call it the buy box because this is the box right here. Whoever controls, or whoever's name is written, dispatched and sold by who? This seller now, it could be Amazon, it could be me, it could be you. Whoever has their name written there, they control the buy box. And controlling the buy box is super important because if you know anything about e-commerce, when people shop, they're lazy. They literally want to come to a product, choose a product they like, and then click buy. They are not interested in choosing which seller they then have to do. If you start giving them too much choice, they drop off. So it's in Amazon's interest to, whenever there's multiple sellers on a listing, only one of them can be the seller or the buy box owner at any one time. And if you want to know, Amazon will never tell us, but we generally think it's somewhere between about 80, maybe 90% of sales come from the buy box. So controlling that buy box, having your name written there is super important because you are getting 80, 90% of the sales of that product because you control the buy box. Now, the important thing just to remember is that if we come back to the graph, while the lowest price is the new price is the lowest price it's selling for, doesn't mean it's the actual price that controls the buy box. And if control the buy box is the one that you want. So here we can see lots of products. And if I kind of just zoom into this section here, what you might see is that here we've got, for example, in January 17th this year, the new price was $34.99, but the buy box price was $36.99, which is interesting because what does that tell us is that the cheapest price this product can be sold at or purchased for, $34.99, but it's actually selling for $36.99. That's the majority of sales are going for $36.99. So really, really interesting. Now, there's a lot more to it than that. And what I'll say is, looking at things like FBM or FBA over FBM, that's going to have an effect. Seller metrics. Amazon doesn't tell us, but that's what we reckon it is. It's going to be these things that are going to have an effect. So for you, don't worry so much about the new price. Always worry about the buy box price. That's the number you should be looking at. So that's the buy box price.
If I just kind of go back to year, you can see that along here. Now we call it the buy box. And in the Keepa world, it's basically a dot. They generally show a dot until recently, around about March the 12th, March the 8th, they did a big update and it's now gone to a buy line rather than a buy box. So keep that in mind. So here you can see dots, 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 dots. Now, if you want to know when it was dots, basically if there's any change in the Keepa graph, there'd be a new or buy box price or buy box seller or any change in that, you'd see a new dot. But if there's no change, there wouldn't be a new dot. So why you're not seeing a line, you're just seeing dots. But now it's a line that shows you. So there you go, you've got the buy box information there. Now, the final one, which I'm going to really just look at to go through the basics, is sales rank. Now, let's turn that on now. So this is this green line down the bottom. Now you can see here, we've got the movement is quite down the bottom. If I just kind of zoom into this section here, you see we've got lots of green line movement. It kind of starts in July 27th last year. Sales rank was 5,684. If we go to like August, it peaked up to about 23,000. And then obviously come back to 18th of August, it's gone back down to about 6,900. So we can see that sales rank over time. Now, the one thing you just got to be really mindful of is sales rank isn't the number of sales. It infers sales, but it isn't sales. So just be careful. And what I need to explain about sales rank is how it works and how you should interpret it. So sales rank, and if I come back to the product itself here, if we scroll down to this product, what you're going to notice here is it has Amazon bestseller rank, and it's given us a number. So sales rank is the bestseller rank, and that's where that number comes from. And what Keepa's doing is just recording that number. It records that number, and what you're seeing as the green line is what that number is over time. Now, when you're looking at sales rank, that's going to change quite a lot. You want to start averaging that out in your head, and we'll go through that in a bit. But the one thing to really consider about sales rank is that it's the rank order of that product within the category. Now, let's say, for example, here we are in the, should we say, the home and kitchen, and you're only ever interested in the should we say, the main category. And by that, you'll always see the C top 100 in this category. If you're looking at subcategories, 225, it doesn't mean anything. It's not relative. I don't ever use that metric. It's always the main category, and by that, it will have the C top 100. So when we're talking about sales rank, it's where that product is located in the rank order, those products in that category. So say, for example, here we are in home and kitchen. Now, obviously, if you have the number one best-selling product in the home and kitchen, we don't know how many that's sales, but we know it's going to be one hell of a lot of products. So you have the number one best-selling product in home and kitchen, it's going to sell a lot. Now, if you have like the 10th best-selling product in home and kitchen, it's going to sell a lot, but not as much as the first. And if you have the 100th best-selling product in home and kitchen, it's still going to be selling a lot, but still not as much as the 10th or the first. So what you need to think about is the lower down, the closer that is to 1, the more the product is selling, and the higher that up, the less it's selling. Now, the interesting thing to think about as well is that if you have two products, let's say you've got a product to sales rank number 10 and sales rank number 9. So we've got 10, 9, and obviously we're working our way down to 1. If the product at sales rank 10, let's say, for example, it's selling, I don't know, 100 units a month, and sales rank 9 is selling 110 units a month. If for some reason the product at sales rank 10 were to now move to sales rank 9, and obviously 9 now moves up to 10, what does that tell us? Well, we can't tell you how many sales it's doing, but what we can tell you is that this product sales rank, what was sales rank 10, now sales rank 9, is now doing more sales than what this is doing. So the number of sales it's doing per month has increased relative to the other one. So every time a product moves down, i.e. it moves from, say, a sales rank 100 down to sales rank 99 or down, the sales have happened, sales have generally increased relative to the other ones. So what we're looking for is that movement whereby the product has moved down in the sales rank closer to 1. The more we see that means the more sales are happening. If a product is always just going up, 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 it's not selling. It might be selling, but maybe it's not selling as much. It depends where it is. But if it's moving down, sales are generally happening and probably getting better if it's moving down over time. So let's bring that back to the graph. Whenever we're looking at this green line, this sales rank, we're looking at movement in it. The more movement, the better. And if that movement is going closer to 1, sales are increasing. But if it's constantly moving up and down, up and down, up and down, just because we can see that down means sales are happening. So that's really good to see. So what am I looking at when I'm looking at sales rank? Number 1,
I'm looking at how close is it to number 1 in the sales rank. But number 2, I'm looking at how many times does it move down. Now, I don't know if each one down is a sale. It could be 2 or 3 sales. But what I know is that it's some sales of a certain amount. But I don't know how many. So for you, when you're looking at sales rank, generally closer to 1, the better. And the more movement in that sales rank, the happier I am. So i.e. the more green line movement, the happier, and the closer to 1. Just a general rule of thumb, a rough thing. So that's a little bit about going through the Amazon price, the new price, the sales rank, and the buy box. Now, the one thing which I'll just kind of talk through now is let's have a look at a different when the buy box price is not the same as the new price and why you should be considering it. So right here, we've got a product which is Sony. It's Sony headphones, and it's going right now for $17.48. Now, if you are looking at this Keepa graph, and what we'll do is we'll just kind of scroll down. If I just kind of go to all and then zoom into this section today, it's going for right now $17.48. Now, if I hover over this chart, what I can see here, well, interesting enough, it's actually changed because the buy box is saying $16.40, but I can see the new price is $14.44. So what I can see from this is the fact that the cheapest price you can buy it for is saying on the Keepa chart, $14.44, but the buy box has been historically $16.40. So what I really need to be mindful of is the fact that when I'm looking at these products, I'm not just looking at the new price, the blue line. I don't really care about that. I actually care about is that buy box price at $16.40, because you know what? That is the price that controls the buy box. That is the price that's getting 80 to 90% of those sales. And that is the price that I want to be selling at. So always be looking at data, always be looking at what the price of the buy box is, because that is where the sales are happening. Now in this example right here, you can see buy box is $16.40. The new price is $14.44. So the cheapest price isn't winning the buy box. And what's really interesting as well, Amazon is £17.90, but they are not on the buy box. So someone else is controlling this buy box at $16.40. So really interesting to see that. Now let's have a quick look at this product. What you'll see if we go into the actual listing itself, we can see here like Amazon's on the product here. They are $17.48, and then Global Store are $14.90. So yes, there is someone cheaper, i.e. the new price is cheaper, $14.90. But right now, I would say potentially the buy box is $17.48. But and this person is cheaper, isn't $14.90. So just be mindful of that. We're not so interested in what the lowest price is. We're interested in what the buy box price is. Now we've looked at some of these graphs, we've looked at that, but sometimes you might see what's known as a small graphs. They're not going to be so detailed, they're going to be smaller. Now I'll quickly talk you through those. So just like this product here, we are seeing the Amazon, the shaded area, we're seeing the pink dots, and we're seeing the blue lines, the new price, and we're seeing the sales rank. Let's have a look now at some smaller graphs. Now we're going to jump into Fast Track FBA. This is a deal service that I provide where we provide leads that we've sourced already and checked for our customers. So if I just jump into the service right here, this is the main page of it, and you can see lots of these small graphs. What are we seeing on these small graphs? Well, they're exactly the same as the graph we just looked at. The only difference is on the small graphs, we don't have the buy box information. So on here, we have quite simply the new line, the blue, but remember, the blue line isn't the price it's selling for, it's the lowest price. So just take that with a pinch of salt, and that's the lowest it's going to be. And then also as well, we have this green line, which is the sales rank. And again, we're looking for how close is that to 1. And generally speaking, the more movement, the more color of green that I can see, the happier I am, because the more sales is going on. So for these products, you can see how much green line movement there is. For example, this one, it's got some green line movement and it's picked up a bit here, but this one's got a lot more and it's closer to the 1. So that means this product's probably selling more than this one. And if we even scroll down, we can see this one's got lots of green line movement and it's quite close to 1. So that's probably going to be selling more as well. So a really quick analysis there of looking at small Keepa charts and how you can use them as well. Now let's go through just me doing some really quick analysis of some Keepa charts and actually just showing you what my thoughts are and how I physically break them down and what I look at. So here we've got a product, Lego Creator Bus, and I'm just going to go through and look at the Keepa chart now. So let's scroll down and have a look at that product. What I know right now is the price is selling for $18.65. So let's have a look at the graph. So what I've got is the graph here. Now, straight away, first things first is normally when you jump in, it's going to be 3 months. What I'm roughly going to be looking at in my mind is I'm going to be thinking straight away, the price today is $18.65. So if I get my drawing tool, and I can help annotate this and just make your life a bit easier. So we've got this product now, and what I'm looking at is to say, in my mind, I'm going to do 2 things. I'm going to basically draw, like I was in school, a line of best fit through these pink lines here. Now, Keepa's pretty good at doing it for you. I'm just drawing a line through all the dots. I'm trying to get a feel for what that price has been. Now, Keepa does it really good now, but when you might look over time, that's something to think about. I'm just trying to see what's going on with this product over time. The other one, which I'm probably going to do, is get another pen and draw a line average through this green sales rank graph, just so I can get a feel for that as well. It's changing. I'm trying to get a line of best fit in. And what I'm thinking about is I'm trying to understand what's going on with this product over time. Now, really simply, I'm going to break this product down. So I can see right now we are in 3-month mode. I'm going to break it down into sections. So I'm going to say, let's call one here, another one here, and another one here, and another one here. Let's just label them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, the interesting thing I know right now is this price is about, I think it's £18.65, so it's about here. And let's just draw a line going across. I'll use red. So this is the buy box today. Now, not perfect, but while I'm looking at this product, what I'm seeing is that today's price, today's buy box, this is today, is pretty much at the high side. You know, historically, this product has been lower. It's been here. It's been down at about £13. Today is quite a high price. So it might not be normal, but interesting enough, I can see at sections 2 and section 4, it has been that price before, but at sections 1, 3, and 5, it hasn't. So I might ask myself, why? Why is this happening? So let's quickly go back to the graph and let's have a quick look. So what you can do is you can click onto the buy box, and I can see here, the seller is Hamleys. Let's just jump across over to here, click on that. Seller is Hamleys again. Let's jump over to this section. That is not Hamleys. Let's jump back over to this section and see Hamleys. Now, interesting enough, I know you can buy this product from Hamleys. I might do a bit of research and go, oh, that was my source. But what I can see is that whenever Hamleys is on the listing, they're selling for £12. The buy box drops down to that. But quite regularly, Hamleys is coming off and the buy box goes back up again. So for me, I can immediately look at the graph and to say, okay, Hamleys is on the listing at times, but regularly they come out. So I might be able to make an opportunity here to sell when they're off the listing. I'm not saying that that's a good or a bad decision, but I'm trying to spot an opportunity for me to make money. But I know, obviously, that Hamleys comes and they go off the listing. And I can know that by looking at here, the Keepa chart, and understand that. The next thing I can see, and what I'm looking at when I'm doing my analysis, is what's going on in the sales rank. So in section 1, I can see the sales rank. Let's just break this down. It's quite low. Let's say, for example, this is what, 1,000 or 1,000. This is probably going up to what, 3,000. This is going down to 1,000. And then this is probably picking up to what, 4,000, and then even 5,000 here. So I can see that whenever the price is down at here, the £13 Hamleys on, the sales rank is really low, 1,000 really good. But when the price goes up, the sales rank decreases. So it does have an effect. Still, it's at 3,000, which is great. I'm really happy with that. But just to understand that when the price goes up, this demand goes up as well, or goes down, and the sales rank increases. So when it's cheap, it sells more. When it's a bit more expensive, it sells less. And I just need to be aware of that. So my question is, at the price today, i.e. this, what, 18, 19 pound, it's sold before, and I can see how it's selling during those periods. And I should disregard the times when my price is not at that price. So that's a little bit of analysis of me looking at the Keepa chart and what I'm looking at in those products.
Now, the next step to think about within your journey is buying. You found a good deal, what can you actually do now? How do you buy it? And how do we get them purchased? So for the next video for you, what I'm going to be thinking about is, should we say, purchasing the products, how to do it, and the important things you need to look at before making a purchasing decision is including how to analyze a deal and to do your step-by-step purchasing. So check out this video now. Things you need to consider or should they look at before purchasing. So after my product sources submit deals to my purchasing managers within my business, my purchasing manager has to review the deal once again to do the following checks to make sure that the products we're actually buying obviously meet the requirements that we're looking for, and obviously to make sure we're getting a good deal. So what are these checks? First things first, we're going to be checking on the product. Is it a match or not? Again, we are sourcing products that are already sold on Amazon. We have to make sure that those products we're going to buy from the supplier are actually the same and they are a match 100% to the product on Amazon. So we're going to be checking things like, product description, the product title, the packaging, the ingredients, the model number, maybe even things like reviews, EAN, many other things to make sure we're happy that that is the same product. Now, the second thing we're going to be looking at is eligibility to sell. Basically, we're going to see if Amazon allows us to sell that product or not, if we gate it or not. That's going to be super important. Now, the third one is going to be hazmat check. Now, as you might all know, we are using what's known as the Fulfillment by Amazon program, whereby Amazon does all the shipping, and quite simply we're going to be checking if that product is a hazardous product, and if it is, we can't use FBA, and if it isn't, we can check it or sell it. So we're going to be doing a hazardous check on our product and using the tools we mentioned earlier. Now, the fourth thing we're going to be checking are the three fundamentals, which is going to be the profit, the ROI, and the sales per month. Now, when I check the expected profit, what I want to do is make sure that this product is making enough profit for me, and generally we're going to be looking at about £3, $3 profit for each item. The next is going to be a return on investment, and that is going to be 30% ROI. We're going to be looking for that as a good guide. Now, the third and the fundamental one is sales per month. Generally, when I'm looking at sales per month, I'm going to be looking to make a minimum of about 5 sales per month. Why? Because it doesn't matter how much profit or ROI you're making. If the product never sells, you're never actually going to realize that profit and ROI. It has to sell. The fifth thing that I'm going to be checking is the brand. Now, you might be asking, why should I be considered checking the brand? Well, quite simply, I'm worried about IP complaints, meaning that if you are not authorized to sell that brand, then you are going to receive an IP complaint on that listing, and that's going to affect your account health. It can make you lose your Amazon account. Okay, so I just quickly mentioned IP complaints, and the one thing I'll just say here is if you are worried about IP complaints, do look at the Fast Track FBA brand checker. I'll drop a link down below. This is a collection of all the brands we know that cause problems for Amazon sellers, i.e. do not sell these brands. It's free, completely free. Check it out, have a look at the link down below. IP brand checker, save it to your bookmarks, it potentially save your Amazon selling account. You can thank me later. Now, the sixth thing that I'm going to be looking at is if Amazon is on the listing. Quite simply, if Amazon is on the listing most of the time, I'm probably going to avoid that listing. Why? Because Amazon doesn't fight fairly. They don't share the buy box. It's their marketplace, and I cannot guarantee I'm going to get a fair chance of winning that buy box. So whereby 90% of the sales come from, that is what I'm interested in, winning that buy box. So if Amazon on the listing, I'm probably going to move on to the next product. Now, the seventh thing I'm going to be looking at is, should we say, the product size and weight of the actual product itself. When checking the size and weight, I want to make sure this product isn't too large, because selling big products are going to give me extra costs. Even just shipping it from my warehouse to Amazon is going to cost a lot more. So I want to make sure it's smaller item, and I'm pretty happy with that. Now, the eighth thing that I'm going to be checking is the Keepa chart. Again, I talked about it already in the past. I'm looking for the history of the product to understand what's gone on in the past, so I can really understand what's happened, and then obviously I can make a good prediction about the future. What am I looking at in that? Well, quite simply, I'm going to be looking really closely at the number of sellers. Why? Because if you see there is, should we say, maybe just one seller on the listing for the whole time, and it might be what's known as a private label brand, and that means that I shouldn't be reselling their product, so I'm going to be checking that. I also might be looking at, is there too much competition, too many people selling this? Maybe I don't want to jump involved if there's like 50, 100 sellers on that listing. Now, aside from the new seller count, I'm going to be looking at the sales rank of the Keepa chart. Now, by knowing the sales rank helps me to understand if there is demand for this product or not, and how that demand has been over time. Now, quite simply, by looking at that, I'm going to be able to see how is it a consistent product, or perhaps maybe it's a seasonal product and maybe it's about to come out of season. Hence, I don't want to be buying advent calendars in January. That's something that I need to consider. Now, in addition to that, I'll also be looking at the buy box price, and quite simply, what I'm going to be doing there is seeing, is the buy box price today, the price I'm working my profit and loss on, is that a true representation of what's happened over time? And I'm going to be checking that out as well. What I don't want to be doing is buying today thinking I can resell it at a much higher price than it has sold in the past. So making sure it's a consistently good selling product at a consistent price is going to be really important. And that means that my profit and my ROI calculations are going to be accurate. Now, the 9th check that I'm going to be doing is double checking my actual inventory. Now, before checking out and buying new stock, I want to make sure that I'm checking how much inventory, or if I've got inventory of this stock already. Why? Well, this is to see if I already have stock left and maybe avoid buying a product that I've got a lot of stock already and hence creating an overstocking problem. Again, we're here to make money, not dump it in stock which isn't selling fast enough. So double checking that inventory is going to be super, super important. Also as well, it means I'm not paying increased storage fees as well. Now, the 10th check I'm also going to be doing is on the legitimacy of the website. One of the most important things we can do is actually buying from legitimate retailers who are going to actually deliver our goods. Now, for us, buying from an illegitimate website could mean that, we might have our personal information stolen, might have the credit card stolen, or we might not even be getting the goods at all, or we might be getting fakes. So making sure that the website we're buying from is legit is going to be super, super important. And that's something that I'm really looking at. Now, there are a lot of things, should we say, that my team are doing when we're checking if a website is legit. And one of them is, should we say, the padlock icon in the top right-hand corner, and also the contact information, and checking the overall general layout and feel of the website to see, do we trust this website? A 14-step purchasing guide for Amazon FBA beginners. So let's go through it now. Step 1, what's the first thing we're checking? Well, it's eligibility to sell. So before going into a, should we say, a deeper analysis of the product, what you want to do is make sure you can actually sell the product itself. So for us, we're using a calculator tool like SAS, and that is just going to help us understand if we can sell it by checking on the SAS toolkit. Now, the second one we're going to be looking at is hazmat. Now, for me, I'm a seller who uses the FBA program, and for that, I can't be selling hazardous goods because I can't ship them into the Amazon warehouses. Now, we're using my SAS toolkit. I'm going to be checking if that product is not hazardous, and I need to make sure it's not hazardous because I can then use the FBA fulfillment service and ship that product to the customer. And again, the calculator tool is going to show me if it's hazardous or not, and I'm looking for that to be green, which shows me that it's not hazardous. Now, the third check that I'm going to be doing is making sure that the buy price of the product from the supplier is going to be the same as what I'm putting into the calculator. Now, you might be asking, why do I need to check the buy price is still the same? Well, basically, prices do change from time to time. And as an arbitrage seller, we aim to find products that have, should we say, a great discount that we can buy low and resell high for a profit. But considering that discounts don't last forever, there may be cases whereby by the time you come to purchase it, the discount is no longer applicable. So for me, always double checking that buy price is still the same, and that is super important. Now, the fourth check is checking the number of stocks from the supplier. Now, by checking the number of stocks available from the supplier will give me an idea as to how many stocks we're able to buy. Not only that, help you determine if there is a limit. So for me, the way we do this is by putting items into the basket and making sure that we can actually add them to the basket, obviously, and that means we're able to buy them. Now, once I've done this, it leads me on to nicely step 5, which is product matching. Again, as an arbitrage seller, we are sourcing products that are already sold on Amazon. So we have to make sure that the product we're buying is going to be the exact same product that is being sold on Amazon, so we don't get any customer complaints. Now, the way we do this is by checking the title, the description, the size, the weight of the product, and many other checks to see if that product matches from the supplier to Amazon. And it is important to avoid mismatched items, which can lead to obviously bad reviews and complaints, and obviously problems with our Amazon selling account if we continue. Now, the 6th check that I'm going to be doing is checking if the product is a private label product. Now, like I've said in my previous video, private label products are prone to, say, getting IP or intellectual property complaints. And this means you're basically not authorized to sell them unless you've got in contact with the brand owner and got that authorization in advance. Now, in our case, as much as possible, we try to avoid this because we don't want to get the IP complaints, because that will put our account at risk. And basically, this is going to be extra work in getting documentation to kind of overcome the IP complaints, which is not easy. Now, the 7th step that I'm going to go through is to calculate the expected returns based on the criteria. Now, for this step, we calculate to see if the product is going to fit our ROI criteria. We look for products with big profits and ROI, and if not, we're going to skip and move on to a different product. Checking out that profit and ROI criteria is super important. Now, the 8th step I'm going for is the Keepa check. Now, what I will say is that Keepa provides you with, say, historical data of the product, such as the sales rank. This kind of helps you determine, should we say, how well the product or the demand for the product is, followed by the number of sellers that will give you an idea of how competitive the product is, and lastly, the buy box price to know if the buy box price today is a true representation of what the price has been over time and what it will be going forward. Now, the thing for me is we've done it in the last step. We did, should we say, the profit and ROI based on the price today. And what I will also do is look at the Keepa chart, and I'll try and predict what the price will be in the next 2 weeks. And obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make sure the price I'm doing that estimation on is going to be the price I think it will be in 2 weeks' time. And I'll use Keepa to help me do that. Now, the 9th step that I'm going through is to decide how many units I'm going to be buying. Now, after checking Keepa and having an idea of the, should we say, the monthly sales per month of the product, or per the listing, should we say, now what I'm doing is understanding the demand for the item. Now, with that being said, you've got to decide how many units you're going to purchase based on the sales per month of the product. Now, in addition to that, you should also consider, should we say, your inventory and obviously the competitors' inventory as well, obviously who you're going to be competing against, and obviously maybe dividing that, listing sales by the number of competitors. Now, why do I say that? Well, let's say, for example, you've already got stock of an item. You probably don't want to buy a lot more of this product because you've still got stock in the inventory already. So just be mindful of not only checking the listing, the competitors, but also as well how much stock you're holding, obviously if you're doing a reorder. Now, my 10th check for you is to check the legitimacy of the website itself. Now, by this stage, you've completed, should we say, the deal analysis process, and you're probably pretty happy with the product, but what you want to do is just make sure that the actual website you're buying from is legit. Let's say, for example, this is your first time purchasing from this store. Making sure that you're buying from a legitimate online store is going to be super important, because you're probably going to be putting your card details into this website, and last thing you want to do is have them stolen, but also as well, maybe dodgy goods turning up to your warehouse, and obviously getting them resold on Amazon is going to cause big problems. Now, there are lots of ways to check if the website is legit, like, for example, simple things like checking the lock icon above the website. Also as well, maybe checking if it has good reviews. Now, the 11th step for you, and I've run out of fingers unfortunately, is to create an account with that supplier. Now, if you are happy with that store and if you want to keep a record of it, then create an account. Why? Well, basically, if you have an account, you can make follow-ups. Say, for example, there's a problem, you've got to arrange a return, you're going to need an account. Maybe you're going to need to get your VAT or your purchase receipt. Obviously, you're going to need an account. It makes it so much easier. Now, by simply registering your name, address, contact details, you can do things like the ones mentioned previously. You can get rewards as well. A lot of websites are doing this now when you register. And not only that, they also send you emails about future promotions. My God, they're a good store because you've already bought some deals from them. So get that account created. Now, the 12th check for you is check cashback. Now, what I will say is that you want to save money. By doing this, saving money is going to be really beneficial by using cashback. So quite simply, what I'm going to say is check the cashback providers, things such as like Top Cashback, Quidco, for example. And then from there, you can search for the supplier themselves of which cashback website has the best offer. Now, once you've found that, make sure you are going to your supplier website by clicking the link on your cashback provider's website. You have to click through that and make your transaction through that. You can't click it and then jump back to the tab of the website. You've got to click through and then finalize the transaction from the web browser that you've clicked through from the cashback supplier. Otherwise, it won't actually track. Top tip there. Now, quite simply, this leads me to the 13th step, which is to check out. Now, once the cashback website has directed you to the right website of that supplier, make sure you check out and complete the process by putting in your card details and checking out, obviously using that, web browser window from the cashback to keep it. Now, the 14th step for you is you've made the transaction, well, hey, but what next? Well, the final one, quite simply, is to record the purchase itself, keep a record. Now, the purchasing process doesn't doesn't end with the checkout process. You still need to record the purchase, the order number, so you can track the items and make follow-ups, maybe if it hasn't arrived. And in our Amazon business, we also record the card we use for tracking expenses, but also the cashback as well and how much we're expecting, but also as well, even recording it with our prep center to make sure they know what's coming in as well. So make sure you're recording that purchase. Now guys, what I will say, and I said at the beginning and I'll say it again now, all of these steps, we've put them together into a downloadable PDF, which is going to help you. So do have a look down below in the description, make sure you download that PDF and hey, print it out, stick it on your wall, make sure you're going through these purchasing step by step and make sure you're getting everything done right. Okay, so by now you've got products ready to be listed on Amazon. You've already sourced them, found them, checked them, purchased them, and now they're ready to be listed on Amazon. So for the next video, what I'm going to be doing is sharing with you how to get your products listed on Amazon. Start making sales. Check out this video. Now, if you are like me, who is an Amazon arbitrage seller, who should we say sells products that are already on the Amazon marketplace, then this is the chapter for you. So what I'll do now is I'll share two different ways of adding, should we say, to a product or adding myself to an existing listing on the Amazon marketplace. Now, the first one is going to be manually, which is generally you're going to do just by adding one by one product. And then the second way is going to be using the bulk listings uploader, where you can add multiple products in one CSV file, or TSV file, I think it's called. And obviously that's going to speed it up. And we do that pretty much all the time in my business. So what I'll do now is I'll jump onto my computer and I'll start with adding, should we say, an existing listing to, should we say, a product one by one. Jump onto the computer now and do that. Okay, so here we are, just logged into Seller Central, and should we say right now we're going to go through, should we say, adding, our product to an existing listing, and this is the one by one method, or should we say manually. So you might see this layout slightly different to yours. This is the old layout, but don't worry, it's absolutely fine. So first things first, obviously in Seller Central, let's go up to Catalog, and then click Add Products. So click on that. Now, what it's got here is a chance to add in the product itself. So what we've done is found the product that we want to add ourselves onto the listing to before. So we're going to take the Amazon ASIN. So let's drop that in now. So search for that. And voila, you can see it's this Adidas bag that we want to add to. So first things first, what we can do is come over to the right-hand side and select condition and click new. And then we're going to come down to click sell this product. So let's click on that now. And what this page has got right now is it's just going to allow us to enter the information that's minimally required to add on to this listing. First things first, what we'll do, and I won't kind of do it in order, I'm just going to jump into the bits to think about. We're going to go down to fulfillment channel, that's how we're shipping. So we can do, I'll ship them myself, merchant fulfilled, or Amazon will dispatch. So that's what we're going to do. So again, you've got FBA sellers, like what we are is Amazon fulfilled, that's what we want. If not, you can do it, ship yourself, voila. And click that. But for us, we are an FBA seller, and Amazon will ship it to Amazon warehouses and they can ship it to the customer. So voila. So SKU, you can leave it blank. This is a, should we say, stock keeping unit, and it's a unique reference to us that Amazon just referenced. It doesn't mean anything. So we'll use test underscore and then the ASIN name. You can be whatever you like. Now your price, obviously put the price you want to sell it at. So for us, let's do 35. Let's do 35.57. Fantastic. And then let's do new offer type. So this is a condition of the product. Is it like a new product or used? So we'll do new. And then what we're gonna do is just scroll down. We're not doing other marketplaces. And then we're gonna click on save and finish. Now what that's gonna do is go through to the next section, which is basically just gonna talk about labeling or barcoding types. And for us, we have what's known as barcode default to Amazon barcode, and that's in our settings. But for us, we're just gonna click save and continue. So that's just gonna say that we'll put a barcode over it, or the sticker on it, and that's it. And then we're going to get to this page here, and this is all about now shipping the product into Amazon, but right now we're not going to do that. We only wanted to add it into the inventory. So this product now will actually be in our inventory on Amazon. It won't be live selling because we've got no stock in the warehouse, but what we do have is now the product in the inventory, and we can ship it if we want, but right now we won't do that. We'll do that maybe in another video. But that's it. That's pretty much how you do it, how to add to an existing product listing. But if you want to try another methodology, this one where you can add, say, multiple products to multiple listings, instead of doing it manually one by one, you can do them in bulk. What I'll do now is jump on my computer and show you how to do that. So let's jump on now. Okay, so here we are. You'll see today we're now going to do the bulk uploading. So what we've got here is our USS sheet. This is a sheet we've created, and I'll drop a link down below to it. But first things first, these are the listings that we want to add to on our Seller Central account. So we've got quite a few here. What we are looking to do, first thing for us, is we're going to create what's known as an inventory uploader file or listings uploader file. And this is automatically created in the USS. and we're going to download this as a TSV. Now you can download this from Amazon, but our USS creates it automatically for you. So we've got this TSV file now downloaded. So again, back into Seller Central here. And what we're going to do is come over to catalog and then add products via upload. Now, once we come here, we want to flick over to upload your inventory file. And then what we're going to do is take that download and we're going to just literally drag that and drop it onto that file there. And really simply, that's just going to upload that file. And what we want to do is make sure we've got inventory loader file selected there. That's going to be the right format. Now, once we're set up, what we want to do is just click upload file there. I mean, you can put an email in if you want to, it's up to you. Now, what we're looking for is, or what I will say is it can take up to 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the file size. Generally, it's pretty quick. So what you are looking for here, as you can see here, it says like, download your processing report. That means it's now done. And obviously those files would now be in our inventory. Okay, so that is it. You've now got your product. You've now got them selling on Amazon. And obviously congratulations, that is really incredible. Now, after going through this full free course of getting started on Amazon, you might want to learn more about selling on Amazon for arbitrage for beginners. So what I'll do is I'll drop a playlist around here that you're going to like. Do check that out. That's really going to help you out. But hopefully you've liked this video. If you have, give me a big thumbs up. And hey, if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button down below. But for myself, Thomas Parkinson, and Fast Track FBA, thank you very much.